Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Board Games Unlocked. And Brad and I are continuing the top 100 games of all time for 2025. It's February of 2026, and
Yes.
by the time this video goes up, it'll be like, 7 months before we have to do this again. So it's like,
Can't wait.
yay! But we have just one more before we're in the top 10 games of all time. At what point does doing the top 10, you know how like Dice Tower does it every year? It's like at what point does that number end up being meaningless when
I
you
know.
always have a revolving top 10?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. A lot of mine, like when we get up to that point, a lot of mine that are in the top 10 were in the top 10 last year, except for two of them.
Gotcha.
So mine's
Gotcha.
pretty stable, just they moved around a little bit. Um, but we'll see.
All right. Well, this segment is sad. I have one new one that rose, and all the rest fell. But I guess falling
Ouch.
at this point is like, uh-oh, they fell 4 spots,
Right.
you know.
Mine is three new ones, two that fell and or wait, three that fell and four that rose.
Nice. Okay, well, kick us off with number 20.
All right, my number
20.
20 was one of the ones that fell. It was 16 last year. This game is always going to be on this list. I still play it, albeit I play it online now because it's not really something I can get to the table a whole lot because a lot of people don't know how to play it, and I don't have a lot of it anymore except for the core sets and a couple packs, and that is Android Netrunner.
Yep, I knew exactly what you were talking about.
This is still in my mind the greatest card game. Um, that I've played. I mean, uh, it was my lifestyle game for so many years. You know, I got it like when it came out and just rolled with it all the way until it FFG side of it died. I know there's still fans running it now, but um, once the Wizards of the Coast was it Games Workshop Wizard of the Coast? Which one was it that split with them on this? I can't remember. Um,
I have
I think it
your
was
that's your domain. I have
Yeah,
no clue.
I think it was Wizards, I want to say, but that split with Fantasy Flight on this, so then they lost the game and everything. But um, this one was just mechanically such a awesome game. Um, the deck building, the it was the LCG format, so you know it wasn't like you had to buy packs or anything. You know, everybody had access to the same cards. Um, they had tons of different identities you could do, whether it was corporation or runner. That's the core box cards. Uh, I mean, and I had it all tricked out. You know, I had the metal like futuristic looking coins for the coins and everything for it. Um, one game that's coming out either late this year or early in 27 um, is the Hub World
Yep.
game, and that is more or less Netrunner. I mean, I know it's not exactly, but I mean, it has the bones. It's from one of the guys that created Netrunner that kept it running there in the last few years. Actually is in on that game, so it's as close to Netrunner as any game I've seen because we played the preview decks.
Yep.
I know they were identical stuff, so it wasn't like, but just the mechanics of it and everything mimic this a little bit. Um, so like when you do this, if you don't know, you play both sides. You know, you play two games in one sitting. You play once as the corp, and then you switch it and play once as the runner. Corp's trying to kill or pass agendas, 7 agenda points. The runner's trying to steal 7 agenda points, or you know, deck the corp. So that's kind of your deal. And it was just such an awesome thing. They even had the really cool deal. They came out with one box of it that I really liked, the Terminal Directive. It was like a legacy box. So there was like packs you
Oh,
opened up as you went through. You could play like the story, and you went through this whole story of everything.
that's cool.
You actually picked and played one side though. So like you'd play with a friend, and that friend would be the corp the whole time. You'd be
Okay,
the runner the whole time, or vice versa.
that's neat.
And it was really neat because the story was pretty good. Um, you didn't use. your normal cards. Like it had everything in that box that you could play with and
Is
stuff. And
that
it was
the last expansion they did?
no, no, no. There was
Oh,
several more
okay.
after that. That was just
Okay.
kind of their first foray into something a little different, you know. Um, but yeah, I mean this one, I mean by leaps and bounds is by far my favorite card game. The
Yeah.
reason it's not my highest card game is just because it's just not like I said, I play it online, so I don't play the physical version as much. I wish I still had all of my stuff.
I see
Um,
people selling bundles, but it's always for an
it's
insane amount, and
yeah,
I'm like, there's no way you're gonna
no,
drop that amount on it.
nope, nope. I had every single card, multiples of every single card, all these because I won championships and stuff at store championships and everything, played regionals, did all kinds of
Yeah.
stuff with it. Um, but uh, but yeah, I mean, it was sad when it died, but yeah, it's still lives on with the fans that are still somehow I wouldn't say
They're like
illegally,
making
but
cards.
they're
Yeah.
making complete box sets and playing it and everything, and they're not
I don't
getting
know.
brought down
I
for it.
don't know
So
how. I mean, I obviously am not a like copyright lawyer at all, but it's like I don't see why Fantasy Flight had to quit making this. Like all they like it's cyberpunk. Like it's there's nothing you could just change the names, literally keep the game and just be like, "Oh no, now it's cyberpunk or it's yeah, cyberpunk 2077 Netrunner or
well, no,
whatever,
that
I guess."
it was the opposite side though. The Android deal was Fantasy Flight. It was the game that was the other companies.
But you can't copyright mechanics.
But I mean, whatever it
That's
was, they
yeah.
won whatever it went. They weren't able to do it. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know, um, because it, uh,
I'm looking it up, making Android Netrunner. Come
it was
on. Um, Here, Reddit from a year ago. Why is it out of print? It was licensed by Fantasy Flight Games through Wizards of the Coast, which you said,
okay.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Who still owned the rights from its CCG version of the 90s. WotC elected to not renew the license. FFG could no longer release Netrunner sets, which is a tragedy because it's really one of the best, if not the best. Oh, this is you. You're Shaper Lord 77. No,
No, I'm not.
a fan made Null Signal Games has taken up the cause of releasing new sets and continuing the game since then. Right. So I guess why couldn't Fantasy Flight just do what that company did?
I don't
Uh,
know.
I guess I mean I guess the answer might just be they could have. They just chose not to.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what all the legality
Fantasy
crap
Flight might
was
have
with it
been. I mean, this happened a while ago.
because it was the
Um,
game system wasn't even Fantasy Flights to begin with. It was WotC's to start with,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
Fantasy Flight put it in their Android universe, and
Right.
then WotC took it
I,
back.
I wonder if this was around the time that Fantasy Flight was starting to kind of go on the decline, for lack of a better term, where they were kind of getting bought out by Asmodee. That
Maybe.
they were like they lost the license, and then they were like, all right, well, we can only make 3 games now.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I've
yeah,
thought about buying the box sets of the that fan made stuff because they're complete sets of everything just to have more.
yeah.
Um, so I don't know. We'll see, but it's
Is
still
the online version the equivalent of like Magic the Gathering Arena, you know? Or
I've
is it
never I really don't mess with Arena, but I mean
okay?
it pretty much is it's a web-based um website you go to and you literally could bring your decks to it and it has all the codes in it for like what cards do and stuff and you just place the cards where they go. It's kind of a click and drag or click,
I see.
click on type thing and you just play the
Okay,
games and it keeps track of everything for you. But it's really
gotcha.
fun that way. I mean, I still run my old Gen Techie decks and kill everybody when I play them and all that stuff. But
Nice.
yep, so that's
Yeah,
my number
this
20.
this is a game that I'm super bad at.
Well, but like I mean, playing against me, I mean,
That's
you know,
true. A
that's
world champion over
not a
there.
world
Hey, there's
champion.
a game you beat me at all the time.
I was
I've literally never done well. I don't think I've ever got a point.
I made top 10 at regionals.
Nice.
The last big regionals I went to, but other than that, it was, you know.
Nice.
But yeah,
All right, good deal. My number 20 was number 4 last year, so it fell 16 spots. Basically, it's hot trash. and it was 9 the year before. This one we'll talk about later, definitely in the next segment. And that is Too Many Bones. Too many bones,
It
too
didn't.
many bones,
It didn't make
too
my
many
list this year.
bones. It didn't make your list. Yeah, this is yeah, flew way out. All the matchups that went against it, you just liked more.
Elder Scrolls came out, and it was just like, nope.
Yeah, we had that whole comparison video where you're like, Too Many Bones is better," and and then it's actually shit. Uh, yeah, Too Many Bones, fantastic game by Chip Theory, where you play as a Gearlock, these grotesque little gremlins that his face looks like it's stitched on. Like that line right there looks
Yeah.
like it's like those really bad Snapchat face swap things. That's what this looks like.
Yeah.
And this looks like Julia Roberts.
Oh gosh.
Um but he plays these Gearlocks as a dice-based game where you pick a tyrant, a boss to go up against, and then you go through a series of battles, leveling up your Gearlock. I thought I clicked on too many bones. Leveling up your Gearlock to eventually get to a point where you can fight
Tyrant.
the baddie.
Tyrant.
Yeah, the tyrant.
Yes.
Uh there are the niche of this game is the fact that the Gearlocks have an insane complexity to them. Um, even here we go. Even like the lowest difficulty one, like Patches has difficulty one, is still a wall of text. Like,
And I love it.
yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, there's very, I mean, I don't know if you could ever really think of a game that off rip has character depth like Too Many Bones does.
Right.
Um, there are games that get to that level when you are building your character, but like if I were to hand you a character from any other game, it would be like, oh, I can attack twice. And that's like your special thing. Like,
Yep.
ooh. Uh Here it's like, here's Patches. Oh, what does he do? Well, he's a healer. Okay, cool. I understand that. No, you don't. Because here's your because here's everything you need to know about it, and this is front and back, and this is what it looks like. Um, it is a game that you have to. I mean, in terms of what you actually do in the game, it's pretty straightforward. The buried entry is the characters, but if you do take that step, um, it's fantastic. The characters have so much depth to them. The cooperation between different characters, and there's tons of them now. How many out there? Like 20 something?
Oh gosh. I
20
don't.
I feel like we've looked it up every
I'll
time we
I'll look
talk
it
about
up while
this
you're
game.
talking. Keep talking.
But tons of different characters that have that level of depth. And yeah, I mean really you just go through event cards. Sometimes you just get treasure, which will be, I mean not only that, you have characters, you can have items along with that. Uh to do this kind of puzzly type of combat. Now the combat I think is the weakest element of this game. Not that it's bad. It's like I said, it's more of a puzzle. But if you're expecting like tactical movement and stuff like that, there's very, very little. Not that there's zero, but it's borderline non-existent. Like this is the combat map. You have an initiative thing here, and then this back row or this row right here is where the enemies come out. This is where you start. So if you're ranged, you can just shoot anyone on this map. And what makes it a puzzle is the fact that you have these enemies with health and, stats, but they also have a bunch of keywords. And it's kind of like trying to figure out how to manage those keywords. It's similar to like how you deal with enemies in 20 strong. I actually kind of can see that similarity where it's like you have five enemies in front of you and you're like, in what order do I need to kill these uh before I just get completely wrecked? Kind of like that. But yeah. How many
Well,
gearlocks?
I don't know. Like I keep typing in the deal and it keeps saying 10, and I know there's more than 10.
How many gearlocks
Right, because
in
that's what
all of Too
yep,
Many Bones?
that's what I did too. With some collections reaching over 20 unique
Four. Dude, there's
characters.
four.
Well, in the base game,
Over.
that was the first thing that I did. I just put how many gear locks are there in total
Yeah,
because it's just taking the base game
over t over t 21 total content.
over
The
20.
Gearlock
Yeah,
Brass Mag miniature set lists 21 distinct gear locks.
right. But some of those are multiple for the
Do they have four
lab
for the
rats.
lab rats?
I don't know. I haven't used them since I've
All right,
gotten
well
that,
let's
but
just say it's 17 to 21.
yes, sounds good.
Uh, which is which I know for some games it's like only 17 or only 21. It's like trust me, that's a lot. But yeah, we'll talk about Too Many Bones not this video. I will be shocked if we talk about it later in this video, but there's no way. So that's my 20.
All right, my number 19 is my first new one to this list, and coincidentally, it is the counterpart to the game you just talked about, and that is the Elder Scrolls Betrayal of the Second Era.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's funny.
Um, so this one, like you'd said, we'd done a comparison video of the two. This is still an outstanding game. Like and everything, I do like Too Many Bones better, as I said in that deal. But this one takes you into the Elder Scrolls universe. Um, it has some quality of life improvements to Too Many Bones. But then, also it's also much longer than Too Many Bones as well. Um, which was one of the disadvantages for me when we were doing that comparison.
Hmm.
But yeah, so this uses the Too Many Bones battle system, more or less. It's the same kind of setup and everything. But you get to pick your character, you get to pick a class, and all that stuff. You have unique character builds because you're going to be putting in like those little leaf looking tokens and different stuff that when you level up that skill. But then it's kind of got that push and pull because if you put another skill on the opposite side, the more you go in one direction, the less spots you have for the other one. So you have to kind of play with that a little bit. There's stances in this and everything for different weapons and different abilities and such. Um, the cool thing with this one is you get to pick what part of, the Elder Scrolls universe you want to play in. You pick that map. You're going to be exploring that, doing different stuff. There's delves that you can dive into. Um, the battles are pretty cool because they're not just like square battle mats like Too Many
Hmm.
Bones. So you get to actually kind of do a little bit of strategic battling a little bit more as far as moving around and different stuff. Um, like I said, there's a lot of improvements to it, but like we had talked about the length of this one, I know there's a save system and all that stuff, so you can. But playing through a whole campaign of this takes a good chunk of time. Uh,
Probably like maybe 9 hours.
right, right. Which and then in Too Many Bones, it's not really campaign. I mean, I know there's a little campaign box, but like you can run through a game of Too Many Bones in a couple hours. Uh,
Right.
so
Maybe not nine, six, maybe 6 to 9 hours because you play three
well,
sections,
it
so
also
maybe
depends on if you how many delves you go in because those delves take forever too.
yeah, that's
When
true.
you go through and do those, so a lot of it just depends on how much you want to explore and do different stuff. Um, but yeah, this one was one because I've only ever played Oblivion all the way through, and then a little bit of Skyrim. Uh, so that's the only really Elder Scrolls experience I have. So the theme
Yeah,
to this really doesn't mean a whole lot when they talk about certain deals and everything, but that's still an outstanding game by all, it's a great game. We've got expansion coming out that's going to add more stuff to it.
yeah. More
Um,
locations, more classes, more maybe not more classes, but more um no, yeah, classes. I was thinking races.
right,
Yeah.
right, yeah, yeah. And that's the other cool because I mean you can really make some interesting combinations with your classes
Hmm.
and stuff like that. So it's just a really neat system, and all that stuff. So uh,
Yeah,
to me, gosh, I don't know, like complexity wise. Which one because I still I think Too Many Bones is easier.
I do too.
because this
I
one had a
think
lot going on and a lot, the
yeah,
maps and all that stuff.
this is more of a yeah, traditional complexity. Too Many Bones, like I said, besides the characters, what you actually do for the remainder of the game is pretty straightforward. All the complexity is tied to the characters. Here, it's not just one character. You have to keep a track of a bunch of different things, the rules for the different regions, the delves, the dungeons, the quests, the dice system, the leveling up. It's yeah, there's a lot more here. I mean, Too Many Bones has a weight of
Yeah, they're
3.87.
they're pretty close on
Yeah,
here. But but yeah, I mean this one again, outstanding. I think I just need to play it more is another thing. Like I've played it a good amount, but I think I really need to hammer it in and like really take my time and really just put a lot of love into it. With it just coming out this past year, I've had so many plays of Too Many Bones and everything that if I give this that amount of time, this one could easily raise, in this
sure.
list and stuff. It just depends.
Yeah.
But but uh but yeah, so that is my number 19 is the Elder Scrolls. And did you already talk about this? Okay,
No,
okay. I
I
didn't
did
think you had.
not.
I didn't think you had.
Way to spoil it.
Hey, you picked
Uh,
my number 4 like in the second video. So
that's just how good I am.
yeah.
Anyway, my number 18 is Elder Scrolls, but no, I'm kidding.
Oh, okay.
That'd be funny. No, my number 18 is a game that I do have everything for, except one expansion that's technically like a joke expansion, but I still kind of want it, but it's very expensive, and
Oh
I don't
yeah,
want
I
it
know what
that
it
bad.
is. I know what it
Yeah, you
is.
should, because I got you into this game.
Yep,
So you're welcome. You probably would have like an extra 4 grand in your pocket if
maybe.
it wasn't for me. I mean, that's in general. Like, I think I've probably cost you a lot of money.
You have.
Um, and that is Arkham Horror, the card game.
Yep.
So, God, that came out 10 years ago. Oh,
I know.
that's right.
I
They're redoing it. They're redoing
yeah.
the core set. Yay. Fantasy
Apparently,
Flight has like they have to have like ChatGPT as like their CEO or something, like
yeah.
some dog shit manager who's just like, guys, okay, Arkham Horror again. And they're like, what? Why don't we do a new game, please, sir? Like they're all scrawny and like they haven't been fed, like no nourishment. Like, please, can we make a new game? And he's like, release Arkham Horror, the card game, a second time. You want to see your kids?
I
This
think
game's
it's
fantastic. That's true. That is real.
I think the second edition might be up for pre-order on for FFG right now too, I think. So I was gonna
I th
take a peek at
well,
that.
do we have to pre-order it or is that coming through our? Well, I still have the Team Covenant.
The core boxes I don't think we get through Covenant. I think
We
I
don't.
I
Okay,
think it's just
that's
the
fine.
expansions and stuff.
That's fine. I'm a million expansions behind on
Yeah.
this. Uh, so this might also have to be one I end up doing myself because I have so many campaign games. Like I've done 3 of them, three or four with Devin, on the channel, but it's like I have too many campaign games to try and sync this one up. All that being said, I mentioned either last segment or a couple segments ago, Elder Torah being like kind of the epitome of the Lovecraft world. And I think when I was talking about that, I said there's actually one more that encapsulates that a little bit more, and that is this game. If you like Lovecraft in any way or love Lovecraft in any way, not as a person, but as his world, uh, it's it's that. And the reason why this one drives home even better is because of the narrative element to it. The fact that you have like thousands upon thousands of cards to do deck construction as you're going. I don't know if you're like, if do you make your deck at the beginning or do you do the pre-con and then build it as you go?
I've done both.
Okay,
It just depends on what I know about the scenario and stuff because I kind of if I've played the scenario a bunch and lose at it, then I build it right off the bat before I start jumping
gotcha.
into the deal if I know the campaign's hard.
Gotcha. Oh, I need to get this playmat.
I
Um,
have the really big official, the one that's that size, but it's the Fantasy Flight
oh,
one
it's the
that's like
Fantasy
that
Flight,
that has
that
like all the
blue and
tentacles
green
everywhere.
one.
Yeah.
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 Um, they have tons. I mean, at the beginning, they had this horrible freaking release schedule. It used to be like a small box that was like the first three
Yeah.
chapters
And then
of
six
like an eight
packs.
chapter. Yeah. Uh yeah, then they would release um almost like print on demand packs.
Yeah, the
Uh
clamshells that were they had six of those. Every cycle was the starting box, then there was a six pack or six
yeah,
packs in the cycle, and then sometimes there'd be something else added in. They'd throw
right.
a scenario pack in there that was an
Yeah,
individual
like kind of
scenario.
what they do with Marvel
Yeah.
Champions, where it's like, oh,
Yep.
hey, here's a side thing that's not in a campaign. How I was able to keep up with that, I don't know, but they wisened up, and now they finally only release them as big two box sets of like the character stuff and then all the scenarios. So significantly better. But I mean, the scenarios are fantastic. I mean, the fact that they're able to just use cards. I guess I'm not trying to find a picture, but here we go. Um, how you have these individual locations that you will have your characters go to and handle the horrors of the world, whether that's mental or physical, trying to find clues to manage and deal with investigations while also trying to push off doom.
Hmm.
Um, there's just so many things that this game does right. I mean, in fact, I actually have the way I store my cards. Um, because I used to have them in those wooden artist cases. So now I have them in these, and there are I think five of these that I have. And so like this is where all my investigator
Yeah.
cards are, and these are broken up into like the different classes.
Hmm.
So there's a shit ton of characters, and now the stupid thing that I did because I'm autistic is I alphabetized every card. So every new pack that comes in, I have to do that tedious thing of moving
Oh
them
God.
because I'm an idiot. Um, but yeah, I have five of those leather bound things, and it's insane. So the reason why it's at 19 is because it just hasn't hit the table. It's so difficult to get. And I like this game at two. I don't want to play it at one.
I play it solo pretty consistently with two characters.
Yeah,
I actually have played it a lot this year, surprisingly.
really.
But well, a lot of it's because like I, since I got my 3D printer, a year or so ago, there's so many upgrades you can print for this. Like I've printed these standees for your character card that your card just slides down into it and then you can move it like
Oh,
that
okay.
instead of having a card, which those are awesome. I would highly recommend getting those.
Nice.
Because I print them for Chad and then myself after I
Did you
printed them
do
for
each
him.
individual color?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
green for,
Yep.
that's cool.
Yep. So, and they just slide right down in there, and it's awesome having that instead of moving your character card,
Yeah.
and all that stuff. Uh, and then there's just all kinds of other upgrades you can get for this
Oh
online.
yeah.
Like I printed you that tentacle for the scenario
That's a cool one.
deal. That's pretty neat. And
I mean, I have
stuff.
upgrades. Like I don't bling out my games a whole lot if it
Hmm.
doesn't already come, with like a all-in pledge or something. Uh, but I have because pulling tokens from a bag for some reason just gives me the ick. So I have like those bubbled metal ones, like the metal back, and then like it's like glass, to
Yeah.
show all the different tokens. So pulling those from a bag is nice, and obviously the that I just
Hmm.
like I bought
Yeah.
tons of those.
Mine is what I use for the chaos tokens is I've got on I think Etsy and I bought these wooden ones that were engraved and painted. So they're like stained. So like some of them are like really cool stained
Oh,
um
nice.
type deal. So and
Oh,
they're really nice.
we're not doing enough. Look at this
Jesus
guy.
Christ. Why would you put Oh my God.
I don't know.
Oh, I
They
gotta
have like
mark that down. I need to print off train tracks in a building.
oh well, trains. Yeah, like this one's pretty cool with the little lanterns. Oh, those are actually you light them up.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
so I mean, this definitely is a lifestyle game,
Yep.
100%. And they obviously are not showing any signs of stopping.
The problem is I have too many lifestyle games.
You
That's,
do, you only
that's,
have one life.
that's the
That's
problem.
why I said, dude, we could literally completely nix our entire collection and only keep our top 10 and we're set.
Um,
At least I am, because I they're all campaign games.
yeah, I mean, I probably could be pretty close to that.
At
Yeah.
least definitely the top 20. If we had if you had net like everything for Netrunner and onward, I mean, we'd be golden.
Yeah.
These games might actually be higher. Uh, anyway, Arkham Horror the card game, phenomenal. This would easily be in the top 10 if I had played it once this year or this
Yeah.
past year.
I think
So,
I marked it up. I think I've played it 15 times
damn.
over the last like 4 months.
Thanks for the invite.
I was playing solo.
Oh, okay. Thanks for
That's
the
my favorite.
invite.
That's my favorite way of playing it, solo.
Really?
Yep,
That's your
two-handed
favorite
solo.
way?
Yep, two-handed solo.
That's
That's my favorite
sad.
way.
Like, is it because you could be in your underwear,
No,
sweaty down in your
no,
basement?
I just like these kind of games. I like to
Well,
think
then I
myself.
mean, if why don't you play Odalin solo? Why don't you play Gloomhaven? Oh, you did
I'm
play
I'm
Gloomhaven solo, but
I'm going to be playing Odolin solo of my copy.
no, you're not.
So
You're gonna play my copy, then sell yours.
I'm not selling mine. I'm not. Mine's already
Mm-hmm.
open and sorted and everything. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I've because I thought we were playing
Mm-hmm.
mine until I realized yours was painted.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. How's that Frosthaven going?
It's
You sold
sold.
your Frosthaven. Yeah, I know. You sold it because we're playing mine.
I know.
Check back
Um,
next year when Brad has sold his Odalin copy
nope, nope,
for
not
a.
selling it. I
Why?
refuse.
You
I
don't even know.
refuse.
You don't even know if it's good.
I know, but I'm going to refuse just to not give in.
Okay.
All right.
That was my number whatever, 19.
19, yeah, yeah, yep. All right. So my number 18 was 10 last year. And this is a solo only game. And it mainly fell because this one I have not played quite as much. Um, I finally, I think there's two of the characters I still have yet to play, or two of the sets yet to play, and that's Final Girl. Um, there's a new campaign out right now that's going to get me season 4 and everything, so I'll get them all played. Once I get that in, it kind of reinvigorates everything, and I'll start
Will you?
going. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I've played, like I said, there's two I haven't, and then I can't remember what two exactly, and then this next set I'll nab. But pretty much this one is I used to really like Hostage Negotiator, and then it kind of started getting stale and stuff after a little while, and then this kind of takes the Hostage Negotiator solo system and just ramps it up to 11, um, where you're going to have you're going to have a bad guy box and your final girl box, and then you combine those, and that kind of sets up your setting and your stuff, and you just kind of roll through trying to save people, trying to come down to killing them or them killing you. One of the cool additions they've done with this game is like those the what were they call them, the horrible death books, I think, or something like that. I can't remember the
Gruesome
exact
death.
gruesome death. Yes. So those are neat little snippets of stuff. Uh,
I've tried playing with those. I actually don't like them.
oh yeah,
Um, because it just kind of like interrupts the flow because those characters die all the time, the civilians or whatever. So every time they die, you have to be like, "Oh, hold on, no, let me find out how they died." And then the writing for it is not great.
yeah, yeah.
So it's like, never mind. Like it kind of ruined in my own head canon. I just have a better thematic ending versus whatever weird thing that they put in. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna get it because I have everything for it, but I don't really like them as much as I thought I would.
The writing is from the people that did um that game that we didn't like. Can't think of it
Dark
right now.
Quarter.
Dark Quarter. So,
Well,
I mean,
that makes sense.
but yeah. So anyway, this one, there's so much for this game. I like their kind of the retro vibe they put in because each box set has kind of had like went through. If you get the ultimate box, like the first one was like a VCR. If you had the
Yeah.
deal off, and then the next one was like a CD player and Blu-ray. Like I don't know what
Yeah.
this one's gonna be.
Well, then they ran out. They're like, oh wait, after Blu-ray, it went straight to
Yeah,
streaming.
it's gonna be streaming. It's gonna be some like weird streaming thing or
It'll be
something.
like
Yeah,
a what do they call them? It was like a family, like that family box, that Newsom family. Is that what they were called?
I don't know.
Oh my God, this is like right around your time. It was like a whole episode about it. They hold on. You can keep talking about Final Girl while I look it up.
All right. Well, anyway, so if you're a solo player,
I don't even know what to look up.
if you're a solo player, I mean, with this being a true solo game, there's so many combinations you can do with the bad guys and the characters, with the locations and everything. Um, that
Nielsen family? Is
I
that
have no
it?
idea. I have no idea what you're talking about. I have never heard of anything like that.
Oh
So,
my God.
I've always had just, cable and stuff like that. So,
Yeah, sure. Um, Nielsen Media Research. Yeah, okay. So what I think it's the Nielsen family. I think what it was like it was basically like a program or something where they would like record or keep track of what your family watched. It was like a and information gathering for TV,
gotcha.
like TV viewing, I think is what it was. I was never one of them, and I only ever know what that is because of Family Guy.
Oh, okay.
So there's people probably your age who are watching and they're just like, "You idiots! It was all the rage."
Yeah, I don't know. I've never, you know,
Maybe they were a Nielsen family. I don't know.
I don't know. I had a satellite. No, when the satellites used to be those huge, like 5 foot dishes.
That like are
Yeah.
on everyone's house because they wouldn't. You could
Well,
never
this,
return them if you like quit cable. Like they just like
well,
okay, keep the
well,
dish.
no, this was before. Think about this was 80s when you got
Okay.
a dish. Like it literally, you had a pole in your yard, and the dish was on it. And I shit you not, the circumference, the rate, the diameter was 5 to 6 feet.
That's insane.
That's what my dad had
That's
in there
so
when we,
funny.
so
And now we can watch porn on our phones.
yeah,
We've come a long way.
that's what I'm doing right now.
That's why everyone's eyes. That would be so pathetic. You just have it like on a little stand.
See, it's right here. No, I just no.
That'd be so fucking funny.
So, but yeah, that anyway, it's probably it'll probably always be in my top 20 just because it's a solo game and I'm a solo player, so yeah,
Yeah,
and
I think
that's my,
season 4 is the end.
you think? No, it's the end.
Well,
Well, no, no, no. The way they've said it, it's the end of this era and then they're
yeah.
starting a new era.
Oh
So
my God.
I don't know what that means, but they
I
haven't said,
mean,
but
that would be, I don't know what they would do. Like, so do you know how many combinations after season 4
oh
there
God,
are?
I haven't looked into it. But there's got to be a shit ton.
They have a chart and it's actually simple math whenever you see it. 400
Interesting.
because it's 20 if you have 20 sets and there's locations and killers, you do 20 times 20 and
Yeah, but
400.
that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, because it's every you can combine any killer with any location.
Because one would be able to match 20, two would be able to match 20, three would be able to match 20. That's 60. Yeah, I guess. I was thinking that because there's those math problems, where stuff goes
Oh yeah, I have to do that.
but
Yeah,
because if you
it is right there.
yeah, okay.
Killer and location combos. If you have because there's five box sets, 5 feature films, and four in each one.
Is
So
that counting the Christmas one?
yeah, because that was in season 3.
It,
That was one of the 5.
it doesn't go in mine doesn't go in my ultimate box
It
because it
does. Yes,
doesn't.
it should. Mine does.
Huh? Mine doesn't fit in there
Oh,
because it sits
yeesh.
on top. So I don't know.
Oh, are you sure? Because
Yep, positive.
unless you have a second Krampus box, it should fit in season 3.
I don't
It's
think
the
so.
same with this. Now, the one thing it's the same with this, like the Buffy buddy at Badlands or whatever, and
Right.
Mort. both of those fit, and then um yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
I'll look again.
Now how they released everything before season four was fucking stupid.
Yeah, I
That
mean that
that
was if you just wanted certain ones, I guess. But then they're like,
I
we're going
know,
to be
but you
coming
could
out
do
with a
that in
campaign, and then you can just get it all then if you don't want to get it at that
I
point.
know, but it was so confusing because it's like it almost just it reeks of hey, we need money right now. Like
Right.
to make it to this. So it's just fucking stupid. But yeah, Final Girl is great. I have played all of them.
Yep. I'm close.
Um, have I talked about Final Girl yet?
I
God,
don't
that'd be
think so.
funny if it did it not make my list somehow. Did I forget about Final Girl? Um, that would be interesting. Hold on. Final Girl. Um, huh. Nope, it did not make my list somehow. Um, that's fucking weird. Weird. Yeah. Next year. This is the botch year of top 100. There's games that definitely shouldn't be like in the top 100 this year. Um, my number 18 was 8 last year, so it fell 10 spots and it was new last year. So that is it. It's a game I don't think you've played yet, and it's a game that I almost didn't even touch because it didn't interest me at all. But it's a phenomenal co-op game, and that is Slay the Spire.
I played the video game. I haven't played the
Well,
board
then you
game.
played the board game. You just,
Pretty
I mean,
much.
because you would play Slay the Spire solo anyway, because you don't like playing with other people. So so don't bother. Might as well just play the video game if you're going to play this solo. And that's
Hmm.
the biggest difference. The reason why this game is so phenomenal is they introduce an already fantastic deck builder. Like the video game of being a deck builder is just amazingly done. It's one of the best roguelikes out there, especially in terms of deck building. And make a co-op. And that literally just completely changes the game. I was hooked on this the first time I was playing it whenever you're almost immediately cooperating with your other, your other team. You played up to four. I've only played at max two. No, I haven't. I've played at three. And uh and it's honestly seamless with even more people. It doesn't like bog down the game at all because you only have so many actions that you can do with energy and stuff. But the way that they were able to implement the scope of the game in a board game is fantastic. Every single card you can get is upgradable. Like all the cards you can get can be flipped to an upgraded side, whether that enhances the card effect or enhances the energy cost or does something different. It's just amazing. They have a bunch of different relics that you get that trigger, to give yourself a unique character build. Um, they have so many cards for your starting deck. Well, not for your starting deck, but for that you put into your starting deck on top of these like gold bannered uh elite cards that you get over the course of the game to really enhance your build. Sometimes you get something that works and sometimes you don't, but that's kind of the crux of the game. The bosses are brutal, and even after all of that, like they have the Ascension system that has packs that you unlock and slowly integrate into the game to give your characters even more options and to make the game harder. Because like a roguelike, once you beat it, that's never it. It always just keeps enhancing to get you to keep coming back, having an extra luck. Because I mean, that's the nature of a roguelike. Kind of like at least for me, the fun of the game is trying to beat it. And kind of once you beat it, it's like, okay, I personally lose a little bit of interest, but the way this game and other video game roguelikes do it is they're like, okay, well, that wasn't actually it. You kind of beat the tutorial boss. Now here's the real game. And it just makes it even harder. So you keep having a challenge. This game, surprisingly, is getting an expansion that I thought they were just going to do more characters, but they clearly couldn't because there's no more characters from the video game. But you play as the bosses, and it seems
Hmm.
like you just kind of do the same thing for the game, but with the bosses instead as characters. I absolutely love this one. Um, it's such an easy game to get to the table too. It's the way that they have like the storage system and the save system really makes it very easy to, you know, put take in and out.
Yep.
So if you were on the fence like me with Slay the Spire because you've either played the video game and you like it and you're like, well, why would I play the board game? I thought the exact same thing, but the literally just making this co-op made it one of my favorite games. It's in my top 20.
Yeah.
So
Yep. I'm
that
sure
is
it would be
my
fun.
it is a lot of fun.
Yep.
So
All right.
that's my number 18.
My number 17 is another new one to this list. You've played this, at least one of them, but you don't own them, at least not to my knowledge. There's three games in this set. They're all the same game, just with different guys, and that is Kenfire Delve. Um,
Oh,
this one is super good. Vainglory's Grotto is the kind of the easier one, I think, a good starter one to learn the system. Callus's Lab, I think, is the hardest one, but pretty much in this, it's a small box game. It's cooperative. Uh, says best at two. I play solo two-handed. I've played it two player quite a bit too, because some of the other guys like it as well, and you and I played it two player. But you can, if you have all three boxes, you can use different heroes because each box comes with two heroes and a bad guy, but there's different versions of the bad guy. And then if you have the other boxes, you can use other heroes and so on and so forth because they each have their own deck. But that setup right there is how it's going to look for the bad guy side. You're going to be working yourself down the well. That's the deck of challenges that you're going to come up with that keep showing up around um, the uh, the well master. The master of the well is what they call the bad guy in each one of these because you're like going down a well, fighting your way down a well. And once you get to the bottom is when you get to take on the gauntlet. Um, so what you do here is you're going to be playing cards. Your card color has to match the color of the thing you're interacting with. Then you roll dice to put uh, like success counters on that character, and once they get hit that number of success counters, that card goes away, and then you put another one. If you fail, you could either lose health, you could lose cards, it could make you put cards back on top of the well to make it harder, your check harder going down the well. Once you get to the bottom and you go through the gauntlet, that's when um, the party, whether you're playing, two to four characters or whatever, if you depend on how you play, um, your health pool combines once you're fighting the master of the well. And then if you beat them before they beat you, then your team wins. But if it goes down to zero, they defeated your teams. Um, and that's really this game. I mean, it's not a complex game. It's just a puzzle and if you run out of cards and stuff, you get um a that card at the very top, the black one. It's a oh my God, exhaustion card.
mm,
And it's bad. But so yeah, I mean that's pretty much the setup of the game. I have the play mat that goes with these that kind of just has the setup and it has the art in the back and everything. I don't know if they're ever going to come out with any more sets just because I think it covers all the characters and the Kenfire deal, at least the main characters that I know of. So yeah, I would say Vainglory's the easiest, Scorn is the next one, and then the Callous Lab is the hardest one. Um, and stuff. But yeah, I mean, this was one of those I just nabbed because they're super cheap. It's like $20 a
yeah.
box. And I bought all three of them one time and sat down and played it. I was just like, holy crap, is this good? It's
Yeah, it's 10 times better than their fucking campaign game.
yeah,
Like
it's
this one's actually fun.
TBD for me. I've only played one deal of the campaign game, so we'll see. But this was a lot
Yeah, and
faster
this,
and
I
a
mean,
lot
they're
less
both
setup.
cooperative. That is true, but you can actually cooperate. Like you and I can you decide in what order we want to try and do stuff. I mean, because the world is cool.
Hmm.
Um, unlike the campaign game where you literally have no chance to ever
Right.
cooperate. Be like, okay, if I do this, wait, oh wait, who knows when we're gonna go? Who knows if you're ever gonna get a chance to go?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Um,
Yeah, like save yourself the money and just buy these. These are actually a lot of fun. For some reason,
well,
I haven't pulled the trigger on them. I think the hiccup is I hate their storage. I hate the fact that they're three individual boxes,
there
and
are
I don't.
there's a really good print symbol or print file that stores them in each box really really nicely. But yeah, I
Right,
see
but
what
it's
you're
like,
saying.
man, I'd rather just have one
Yeah.
like one box for them all.
Yeah,
Um,
but the other thing I didn't bring up was your because you're a seeker, obviously, if you don't know the Kenfire deal, and you can actually help your partner with cards to boost their
yeah,
action. That's kind of your cooperative aspect of that, but then you don't want to run out of cards yourself. So it's like
right.
a deal. But the cards are like some of the coolest cards, like the backs of the cards are all like gold embossed,
Hmm.
and all that. They're really, really nice looking,
Yeah.
and everything. But it for a little game and only $20, like the component quality is really good. For all the cards are really nice and stuff like that. So
Yeah, this company has kind of really hammered home this world because they have the console game, their Euro game, then they have their boss fighter game, then they have this small box game.
yeah.
Um, I think the
The-
characters are really neat. So it'd be cool if they um made more characters and
yeah.
more box sets of
I've
this.
I've thought there's been times I've thought about the council one because I actually watched some stuff on it and it is a much deeper Lords of Waterdeep is what everybody
Okay,
says because you're doing kind of
gotcha,
the same stuff with Lords of Waterdeep, but it's more complex and
gotcha.
stuff. So I've you know but it's best with like I mean it's total full competitive like
Yeah,
you're playing 3 to 5 is best on it and everything so that's why I haven't gotten it but yeah Kenfire Delve super cheap super awesome you don't have to buy all 3 boxes but once you play one I think you're going to want all three
right.
just because they're so good.
Sure. Yeah, no. I'll definitely get these at some point. All right, my number 17 was 7 last year and 6 the year before, so finally fell out of my top 10, fell 10, just like my last one. Um, this is a game that you no longer own, which is why I know at some point Odalin will be out of your collection, especially if it sucks. Dude, if it's booty cheeks, um, that ship is gone because you also had this in your top 10. I think at one point, maybe not last year, but it is no longer in your collection at all, and that's Aeon's End.
Oh yeah, yeah, this was one that
There we
like
go. I'm like, what the hell?
I think we kind of I think I got kind of burnout on it like we played the campaigns, and then there's so
The
much the
yeah,
legacies. Yeah. And then it was just there's just so many cards to it, and it was just a daunting deal, and there wasn't a storage solution really besides the stupid boxes. And I was just like,
yeah.
whatever. I have so many of these card games at this point that I like better that run through stuff like
Name one.
The Lord of the Rings card game. I like
That's not
um
even close to
Arc
this. I mean, okay,
I,
so a deck builder.
well,
All
They
right.
are Arkham Horror card game, like these adventure games
Mm.
where you're going through, but it's not that I don't like it, but I even have the app. Like I play this on the app actually, where it tracks all that stuff for me.
I didn't even know
So
they had an app. I know they
yeah,
had the Steam version.
nope, there's an app I paid for that you can just play. I don't know if it has
Nice.
everything, but I can play it on that, and it just tracks everything and no setup or
It's the same
anything.
guy who has Arkham Horror, like was with the
Maybe.
Lantern Pictures. Um, yeah, so I mean, if you're not aware, Mike Kelly from One Stop Co-op Shop and I did a top 10 boss battlers, and um, this one was on my list because I mean, it 100% is just because it
Yep.
uses cards. I mean, yeah, to Brad's credit, the way that they have released this game, they have just kept pumping it full and full of content, which at some point it's like just stop. Because not only did they keep making content for the game, they then tried to gear shift into sci-fi with Astronauts,
And
which was the same game. I
and
mean,
now
a little bit
superheroes.
cleaner. What?
And now superheroes because the Invincible
Yep.
card game is based on Astronauts.
Yep, exactly. And they quit doing Astronauts to then do Invincible, and it's like, dude, what the like so but they're still making Aeon's End content. That's the thing. It's like there's another expansion coming out. And like even me, I love this game. I think this is one of the best deck builders out there. Every single boss with how many they have and how many they've released have been unique. The characters that they have are unique. The market cards, I mean, there's so much content that again, it's kind of a lifestyle game if you have everything. The uh now again, they've just had this weird ass release schedule where you have standalone box sets that have like these short stories, like 5 mission campaigns. All right, that's fine, but it's part of a broader scope of their whole world that they've created that tie into the legacies, but they're not in order. So it's like one of the legacies is like the beginning of Gravehold, and then it leads into this, and then, but it's like, so if you're trying to follow the narrative, you have to look it up and be like, what order do I play these in? And if I'm being honest, at the end of the day, it's not worth putting that much effort in uh for the story. The story is fine. I like it. Um, but that's because I've kept up with it. If you're new and you're coming in for the story, you're gonna be so confused. Now,
Hmm.
if you don't give a shit about the story and you buy a standalone pack and then you just open up to fight the bosses and you don't really give a shit, then yeah, this is one of the best deck builders out there. Um, I mean, still, literally, the two innovative things that no other game has really done in terms of deck building is the turn order deck, uh, having each player's number in there on top of the nemesis, so that gets shuffled every round. So you never know in what order, people are going to go, but you have ways to manipulate it. And then the biggest thing that I'm surprised no one has just completely stolen is that you never shuffle your deck. Every time you buy a card goes to your discard pile, and the cards that you play from your hand, you seed into your discard pile. When you have to redraw from an empty deck, you flip your discard pile over. So you have kind of almost full control over the combos that are coming in. And the full cooperation between all players is just amazing. But yeah, even at this point, I'm like, I don't want any more content. I want my storage solution. Like I don't give a shit anymore. Um, so so yeah, like it's it's fantastic, but yeah, like not without its faults.
Yeah. And,
And
oh,
for
go
the
ahead.
record, I highly disagree with Mike Kelly saying that the cards are the market cards are boring. Some of them are for sure, but I think I'm gonna go out on a limb and say he hasn't played this game nearly as much as I have to see how the some of the really cool cards.
Yeah. I think because like what happened with this game for me was when you taught me this game several years ago. Um, we had that one instance that we've talked about in other videos in the past where it was like
Hmm.
the turn order, like if it was the bad guy that flipped, we lost. If it was one of our characters, we won. That excitement is what got me into the game. But
Yeah.
then I just could never really grab that excitement again. Like the first legacy was dumb. The second legacy was better, but then it felt like you only played like half the game
Yeah.
because we went down one path and we didn't even touch that other book, and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And it was just, and then if the amount of content and everything, I was just like, that's why I kind of just got burnt out on it.
Yeah.
But
Um, I mean that is true. Like I think yeah, with some games, you're never gonna capture that newness. Like, you eventually just kind of become desensitized to it. So, um, yeah, that's kind of the harsh reality of new of getting into new stuff that is you can have those really exciting moments,
hmm
and then it's like if you just you even if we did have that exact same scenario happen again, it wouldn't be the same feeling,
right.
you know?
Yeah. So I was just looking up, I Googled like, are there any other games where you kind of do the same deck stuff? And apparently City of Iron, you
By
just
Red Raven?
yeah, it says upon running out of cards, you simply flip your discard pile over to form a new deck.
Oh shit.
And then it says BattleCon. Each player has a preset deck that is never shuffled during the game. I don't know, but
BattleCon doesn't have a deck.
I know. Yeah. So, and then they listed a couple other weird deals, but City of Iron's the one that
And City of
specifically
Iron,
says
God, I have played that game, but it's
I have
been
two, but it's been ages, so I
10
don't remember
years,
that.
over 10 years now. I don't remember having a deck in that game. And the fact that Google AI brought up BattleCon or whoever brought up BattleCon, it's like, well, probably City of Iron doesn't count either.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, because I
speaking
mean,
of storage solutions, that's my storage solution for Aeon's End
yes.
is I that Legacy of Gravehold is actually untouched because we played your copy
Right.
for that, and then I got mine. But then those like that's all the cards, the two wooden things, but then these two are like the bosses. One of them is the bosses, and the other one's the characters.
Yeah.
Like the boards down here. So, I mean, to be fair, like I mentioned, the writing it's definitely better than Dark Quarter and fucking Final Girl.
Oh yeah.
So,
Yeah.
it feels very young adult stuff. They have a decent knack for writing that if you get into it, you can start to enjoy it. Um, and they did get me to because I played one of the box sets, the newest one, not the one that's coming out. I think the Descent.
Yeah.
I played that with my girlfriend, and of course she has no clue what the fuck is going on. She just knows what the story is as I'm presenting it, but there's a bunch of lore behind it. And it mentioned one of the characters, and it actually got me to go back and show her a character from another box set, and I'm like, this is what this character turns into. It's like, so that's kind of neat. Most board games just don't have that grasp, where if you're playing a video game and that would happen, you're like, oh, I know what happens to him because I know the lore. So they did at least enough for me to keep up with it. But yeah, if you're trying to get into it now, it's so daunting. So
Yep.
hopefully at some point they're just fucking after this box set release, they're fucking done. Just do another storage solution Kickstarter, you know, that streamlines the narrative because that seems to be what they're really hammering home. That would be neat. One final Aeon's End hurrah storage solution with like a book or a sheet that says play these in this order for your
Right. Right.
entire Aeon's End experience.
Yeah.
That would be neat. They're not going to do
Yeah.
that.
No. No. They're gonna make it
Because you
cross
need
compatible, and
money.
they're
It needs
they're gonna make it
money.
cross compatible, and they're gonna bring Invincible into the Aeon's End world
Hey,
in a multi-dimensional.
you can't shit on that because you jack off to the Legendary series, and that's the same shit they do.
I don't do that though.
I know, but you're like, man, you can. Yeah. Oh, and yeah, Astro Knights was kind of whatever.
Yeah.
I sold mine because I'm like, I have everything. I'm in too deep for Aeon's End. I can't do Astro
Right.
Knights as well.
Yeah.
Same with the Lord of the Rings card game. I'm like, I'm in too deep with Arkham Horror and Marvel
hmm
Champions. I can't do Lord of the Rings. And that's the worst one out of the three
Well,
anyway.
well, in the Lord of the Rings, because I talked about it segments ago. Um, I don't have the old original stuff, like,
Oh yeah.
because I used to have everything for that, and I sold it, and then they started coming out with like the big boxes, like
Hmm.
the big that had all the instead of the packs and everything. So I went and back and I
Whoops.
bought all these big boxes to get. So I mean, and that's like I ran the Saga collection's the funnest part, where you're running through the movies and stuff, or the
Yeah, yeah,
books and stuff like that.
yeah.
But anyway, neither here nor there.
All right. That was my number something. Aeon's End.
17. Yeah. All right. My number 16 is my final new game on this list. So this is my highest new game to the
What were your
on
other
my
two new games?
Fire Delve and Elder Scrolls.
Oh, did
No,
you
this is
mention
my
that they were new?
yeah.
Then I wasn't listening.
Well,
Because I
this is my final in the whole rest of the list, like the rest of the top 100. This is my highest new
boring
game.
loser.
Um and that is a game that there was a lot of excitement for. Um, and it lived up to the hype. We both played it and gave it a 10. And that is
Hello Kitty Day at the Park.
no
I
Vantage.
gave this a 10. We
But
both gave it a 10. Oh, there we
yeah,
go.
Vantage. Yeah, because that's what I just said.
God, I fucking know you, man.
I just
You're
said
so
it. I
predictable.
ju-
You're so stupid. Did
did
you?
you not
Oh,
hear me say it? I just you were
fucking.
beating off to Hello Kitty when I said it.
Yeah, I'm also watching porn on my phone.
Hello Kitty. Yeah. So anyway, yes. This was one of those games that it was a 8-year process for Jamie Stegmaier to put out, and
Did he
uh
solo design this?
yeah, he had different
Wow.
artists, but it just has him on it. He said he worked on it for 8 years, so
Wow.
it's crazy. But this one is kind of like it's an adventure, choose your direction game. I mean, you start in one of the random parts of this world, and then you get a big card that sits on an easel right in front of you, and you just see stuff, and you just kind of use what you can see to decide which way you want to go. There's all these different, also these little skills that would be on the cards that you can choose to do, and everything. You're constantly moving your um, health and your time and all this different stuff on your player board and everything as you're going around. You can bump into cities, you can bump into like mystical stuff, you can get pets, you can get I mean, there's so much. Like I've played this quite a bit, and then when I talk to somebody else, they're like, "Hey, have you come across this card game that you play within the game?" And I'm like, "No." And they're like, "Yeah, we ran into it, and you just sit there and you literally play a card game, like Gwent, on Witcher and stuff." And I'm like, "No, I have not seen that at all." And I thought I've went so many directions. There's just so much with this. Um, and there's you can tell. I mean, it had to have taken for frickin' ever on this.
No wonder he looks
To
like he lost weight. He's
yeah,
just like the Charlie Day with like the the
right.
strings and stuff, just beautiful minding it.
So like when you look at these cards that you have, like there's all those colorful banners, so you can choose to do those,
Hmm.
one of those things. And then if you use the compass rose that you're moving, if you move a direction that has a number, then that tells you what card you're going to uh pull up. That will be your next vantage point. Um, and there's some hidden, like I still don't haven't figured it out because I played a lot, but not enough apparently to see what the little guy's doing because you see that little like guy with the pointy hat
Oh yeah,
in
the
certain
the
cards.
Journey dude, the guy that
Yeah,
looks like he's
so
from Journey.
so I'm trying to still figure out what he's doing because I think there's eventually you're gonna find out when you dive into it enough. But this one was one that was super, super hot, and
Hmm.
there was people that were like, there's a lot of people dogging on it too, but those are the people I think that just like, you have to play it and you have to like
They're the same
jump into
people.
it.
Yeah, they're the same people who just like to hate on things that are popular.
Right,
There's like
right.
an innate sadness in them that as soon as it's popular, they're like, that's not even a game, it's an activity. Well, have you played it? No, I don't need to play it to know. And it's like, okay, so you're an uneducated piece of shit. All right, that's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
Um,
so
I know how you voted, fucking idiot.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
it's like that type of mentality is so sad. People who hate on, and it's always Stonemeyer. Like, that company gets so much gets dogged on, um, just because they make really popular games that are accessible to everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, this one you can tell the the heart and soul he put into the game. There's just so much cool stuff. The art's really neat. And
Yeah,
no game's going to be played the same. I mean, there
yeah.
was one actually because there was one. This doesn't really spoil anything, but there was this path one. Remember you did where you kept
Oh,
following this path,
yeah.
and then you ended at this one spot. Well, I played with another person, and they found that path, but they started at the other side of the path, and we're
Oh,
going, and started following it that way. So it's just like
yeah.
I don't know. It's just crazy all the deals you can bump into, and he's even made it where you can put your pet into the game
Yeah, you can
and
import
stuff
your
like that.
pets and stuff. Like a lot of
So
really cool things that they've added.
yeah,
Um, I think they did like what was it? They had an errata pack. It was a very
yeah,
tiny one, which is actually incredibly impressive to have like a small pack of errata stuff. But I think it was
yeah. I
like what,
managed.
$5 or
Yeah,
something.
I got it. I nabbed it.
I did too.
I haven't incorporated it yet because I haven't
Um,
played it since I got it. But
yeah, I think the reason why this game is so impressive is like because there's another game that does something that is very similar, and it's Seventh Continent and Seventh Citadel. And for some reason, those games don't work for me, but this one does. And I cannot for the life of me figure out why.
I think this one's more visual. Like
I
I that to
guess.
me that's the thing
I
because
mean, the art is definitely significantly better. I wonder if it's because whenever I mean, yeah, you go to a card and you pick a thing that you want to do on that card. I think it's because you read something and like you're kind of invested in a story. Whereas in Seventh Continent, you go to a card, you look at the card, and you're like, this is what I want to do here, and then you grab another card. And then so
Hmm.
you're constantly in that card catalog digging through. Not that you're not doing the same thing here, but I don't know. I think for some reason you're at least invested a little bit longer on one card than immediately card hopping.
Right.
That's the only reason I can think of why this one works for me.
Well, and
And
yeah, and you can only take, and that's what's cool too, because you can move out of a card, but you can only do one of those actions.
yeah,
So that's why the replay comes in, because even if you bump into a card, you're probably not going to remember what in the hell you did,
yeah.
and if you do, you could always pick something else, but you only get one shot at one of those before moving
Right.
on.
Like one card I came across had a house and there was an
Yeah.
option. I could have actually just bought the house from the owners, but I had no money.
Right.
So I think all I could do was like walk in and steal something.
Yeah, well, you didn't
Um
mean to steal. I think you were just going in because they were inviting you, and then all of a sudden the story was like, and I stole all their stuff and everything
yeah,
and
or
went
it's
running.
like yeah, it's you could do so much. I've shown this to my friend Devin and he's like he was in the same boat. He thought this one landed, but Seventh Continent and Citadel just did not.
Yep.
Um, yeah, this game, just the fact that it exists. I mean, this is the ultimate sandbox game.
Hmm.
Every other campaign game I have is it doesn't come anywhere close. Hell, even Sleeping Gods is like also pretty close to pure sandbox, but not to this level. It's fucking
Hmm.
insane.
Yep. I'm just
So
curious what he's if he's going to do anything else. Not you're not going to find expansions for this because that would be too hard. But like if he's going to do another one and that has
yeah,
like a
in
whole nother
2020
planet or something.
yeah,
It 2030 2032.
2034. Yeah, that's when Vantage 2 comes out.
Yeah.
Um, I would be surprised if he did not. But well, I guess if it took him that long and he's like, I'm fucking exhausted. But with how successful this was, I'd be surprised if they didn't try to do something. But
Yeah.
only time will tell. But yeah, great, great pick.
Yep.
My number 16 also fell. So I went through one, two, three, five games that all fell. This was number five last year, number 12 the year before, so it fell 11 spots. Again, because I just haven't played it, even though I have a kind of a storage solution for it, more or less. Um, it's just I don't know why. I just haven't gotten it to the table. This is probably your number two, I'm gonna guess. And that is Cthulhu Death May Die. Death
False.
It's your number one then.
There we go.
Uh so no there. So
Well, I'm not gonna. You got one guess. I'm not gonna tell you if you're right on the
I'll
next one.
just I need to write down your top 10. I bet I can get like 8 out of 10 correct. Um
Mhm.
but because you're dead certain on what my number two what my number two is. You're not even close, dude. It's Hello Kitty. Come on. Um Man, I just realized I have another Arkham or Lovecraft game um tied into this. This one's a little bit more niche than actual ripped straight from Lovecraft, but it 100% is. Uh this is a phenomenal Lovecraft cooperative game where you kind of do a neat little smash up style. You take a god, any of the gods you have available, and one of the stories, and you kind of incorporate them together, like their cards and their monsters and their discovery cards to get kind of a different, unique feel. So each god you put into one story will kind of change the way that it works. But there's hundreds of characters, maybe not hundreds, but there's a ton of characters, and I finally have them all. Like I had to wait for their like season three stuff, but they have these really, I mean, this has one of the coolest like character systems um in gaming. Okay, I don't have the Iron Maiden.
I don't have that one
Um,
either.
Iron Maiden, yeah, it is Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
I don't have this set because I know whenever we were organizing it all, I was like, "What the fuck am I missing?"
Yeah. What is Eddie?
Yeah, I'm like, "What the hell is that?" And I forgot they did that crossover for
Yeah.
some reason. But here's a picture of the character sheet, and they have such an awesome element here where every character has like a unique thing, like one unique uh what ability track that goes to them, but then they have like a pool of a bunch of other ones that are kind of randomized, it feels like, too. I'm sure it's like on a generator or something. because like you can have multiple characters with brawling, you can have multiple characters with swiftness, but there's only gonna be one. Eddie's gonna be the only one with can I play with madness. But you start on like the first column, and as you gain more sanity, which you actually kind of want, which is a neat twist on literally every other Arkham Lovecraft game, you get to level up. And then if you level up more, you actually get stronger. But there is a balance because you don't want to hit this circle because then you go insane and you effectively die. Um, so which actually is kind of insulting because that means that people who are insane are essentially dead. I've heard that argument before, and it's like, whoo,
Yeah.
you're difficult to be around. Uh, but I love that element, that double-edged sword where it's like, yay, I'm leveling up. No, I'm leveling up. Um, I also love the difference of characters. Like you're
Hmm.
not seeing Roland Banks, you're not seeing Michael McGlenn, you're not seeing Monterey Jack. You're how I know these names, like I said, but
Well, you're seeing
you're
actual people too,
right.
like real.
That are clearly drawn like actors. Like one of the characters is 100% Bill Nye. Um, like you could look at, I don't know if every single one of them is like that, but a lot of like one of the characters I think is like a mechanic, and it's the chick from Fast and Furious,
Hmm.
uh, which I can't remember her
I
name,
can't remember him either.
the Latino chick, family.
Rodriguez, something Rodriguez.
Yeah. Uh, is it Michelle Rodriguez?
Yes, yes,
Okay,
that's it.
yeah, it's clearly her, but which I think is really neat. But these games are always difficult to find pictures for because it's all amazingly painted minis. But yeah, the only gripe with this game that they're never gonna fix, so you just have to kind of deal with it, are the tiny map tiles. It's absurdly small. Um, but the really cool story elements that they throw in, the cooperation, the combination of monsters and dealing with the monsters to try and solve it before the old one shows up, but you still have a chance to kill him. It is really um a unique game. And luckily, with Simon basically dying, I'm pretty sure I think they're going to be the next. I have a feeling either they're going to have a very small catalog or they will eventually close their doors.
Hmm.
Um, which would actually kind of be a shame because that would be like one of the bigger publishing houses that actually shuts down. But they've offloaded this over to Asmodee, who is fulfilling the current stuff. So we'll eventually have Godzilla. That's a massive thing. But apparently, according to you, they're like, nope, still have a bunch of stuff to do.
Yep, they're working on more.
And I'm like, I don't even play this anymore right now. And hey, look, another lifestyle game.
Yep, I think I have
But
like six of those right now.
yeah, this is more eye-opening as I guess I had someone comment on one of my videos. Um and I can't remember what game we were talking about, but oh, it was actually Aeon Zen, funny enough. He mentioned he likes Astronauts because it's quicker to get to the table. And he's like, these days, time is everything. And I'm like, you're right, it is. So it's like I need to quit the channel. I need to so I can play these games so I don't have to keep playing new ones that aren't as good.
Yep.
That's my number 16, I think. 15.
Yeah, you have 16.
Damn it.
Yep. All right.
Okay.
My number 15 actually made a big jump. It was 69 last
Nice.
year. And it's been as high as 31 in the past. But I played it with the expansions. This is a game I showed you and you weren't crazy about. Um, but it's my favorite Stefan Feld game currently, and that is, you know it? Merlin. Um,
You like this more than Castles of Burgundy? Get the fuck out of my face.
Currently, yeah, I need to play Castles of
God.
Burgundy more. But I just like the rondel aspect of this. I like that's the the decisions you have to make with that because each character is going to have their knight on the board. There's going to be dice rolled. You're going to use a die to move your knight in clockwise order. But there's also a white die that move. The white one is Merlin. and you can move him either way, and everybody could move Merlin. So you could move him counterclockwise, clockwise. You're doing all this different stuff with it. And then you take the action of where they land. Um, and you are just, I mean, this is like a Euro thing. I mean, barbarians are going to be coming at the end of each round, so you need to make sure you have fortifications up. You're building, uh, like cottage things in the zones. Um, and you're putting up banners, as well of stuff. There's all these ways of making points. It's your typical Feld game. It's puking points everywhere, and there's cards in this game that you can also get points for. If you finish whatever the cards have on them, uh, you can get rerolls with using the um uh was it the
Apples? Was it
apples? Yeah, I
apples?
think it was apples, yeah. Um, and those because there's spots, there's an Excalibur token in the middle at an action, there's the Holy Grail, and then I can't remember what the third one is. But so you're just doing those actions. It's kind of a roll and stuff. You're gonna choose, like I said, you're gonna choose your dice that's gonna let you roll or move. That's a good over to the left of that picture you just showed. Um, if you can zoom in on. Oh, that's
Oh.
yeah. That's kind of where you're going to put those guardians up at the top, and those are going to protect against the barbarians coming. If you have shields there and different stuff, that will protect you from the barbarians coming in. The flags you get, the banners give you like dice manipulation or some sort of deal. There's special actions. That other board you showed previously or before you went back to this was kind of um, like the countryside board or whatever that you're going to be putting stuff out on or putting tiles
Oh,
out. And then remember,
this one.
yeah, and it's like an area control kind of thing where you're trying to, if you have the bigger zones and you have your buildings put on them and stuff like that, you get more points. There's also cards that deal with that as well. The expansions just add more variety to different stuff. There was like the Mordred expansion, I want to say, and then no, Morgana. It's Morgana and then the Knights of the Round Table, or Arthur, and the Arthur expansion. Because I played the big box at a friend's house, but we just threw it all in, and it just adds more interesting deals with it and stuff. I just really really dig this game because of that rondel. It all focuses down on that rondel, moving of those knights and Merlin. Um, and
I barely remember this game.
you didn't
I
like the manipulation, dice manipulation, because the
because
apples
there
let
barely
you.
was any.
Right,
That's
the
why I
the
didn't like
apples
it.
were it, unless you
I
got certain
know.
banners.
Yeah, and they're like, I mean, because Castle of Burgundy has that perfect sweet spot because
Right.
the civilians you can get not in abundance, but at least enough
Hmm.
um to deal with. And here it was like you were starved, so you were constantly. I just don't like games where you're at the whim of a die roll without some at hand way to mitigate. Because like people would be like, well, what about Aeon Trespass Odyssey? It's like, yeah, you are at the whim of a die roll, but at least I can spend fate to do it. And
Right.
if I fail, then it's like, okay, I live with the decision, but I at least got a chance to try versus
Yeah.
like, oh, okay.
The thing that counteracts that a little bit though is with this being a Feld game, you can get points pretty much with anything. So it's like if you land on a spot, if you happen to jump over a spot you were really wanting, wherever you land, you're going to be able to do something to get you points. I mean, it's so,
Sure,
you know what I'm saying? I mean, it may not be the one you were wanting, but you're still getting points. It's not like it's a blown turn, and stuff
that
like
is
that.
better. Yeah.
So that's where how I look at it. I mean, yeah, it does suck when you don't have the reroll capabilities, but
Right.
being
Because
able
to
to,
me, it kind of comes down to, yeah, I got 2 points, but oh, look, you got exactly what you needed. There's your 18. And it's
right.
like you just rolled better. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember what I gave it. Actually, I could probably find out because I obviously haven't played the big box, but regular Merlin, 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, this would be a 9 for me, easy. Um, I just love this game. And Castle of
Woo!
Burgundy, once I've played, because I haven't played the special edition a ton yet, like once I do get it more to the table, like quite possibly could pass this or be close to it at least. Um, but uh but yeah, I mean this one's still I like the theme, even though it's not a super big theme, but the theme of it, the rondel aspect, and being a Steffenfeld where you're just puking points wherever you go is kind of what I like about it.
Nice, nice. Um, but yeah, Barcelona was like way down on your list, and it doesn't have a rondel, but it does the exact same thing of getting you points with every five things
No,
you
I
click.
I totally agree. But the rondel is the big aspect of this game. Like
Gotcha.
whereas the gears and Zulkin are the thing in that game, the rondel in this is the thing that draws me to this.
Got it. Um, my number 15 is new to the list. Hey, can't rise or fall if you're new. Uh, it's a crossover, baby.
Vantage?
It's a crossover. It's Elder Scrolls.
Oh, okay.
No, it's Vantage.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah. Uh, Vantage. Vantage, as we were just talking about, is absolutely phenomenal. Like people who say this is an activity and not a game are just, I know, right? It's like just that that argument is so absolutely pathetic. And is incredibly reductive, and you're just trying to be a shit starter just to be a shit starter. So instead of saying that, just keep your mouth shut and walk and just move on. Because it means nothing. You're just saying shit just to say shit.
Yeah.
Uh, the the sheer amount of work that goes into this is fantastic. Like you're allowed to not like a game, um, for any variety of reasons, um, but yeah, it's like at least play the game
Hmm.
first. I honestly like I barely have any faults with it. Like it's just I honestly can't even really give a reason why it's not my top 10.
I the one fault you had was rectified, I remember, because you didn't like the digging in the books constantly, but then they had
Hmm.
the website that had the all
Yeah.
the books in it was what fixed that. So,
Yeah, and it
you know,
doesn't have audio narration.
right,
But
right,
I mean, but
exactly.
you're also not reading
A ton.
paragraphs of
Hmm.
text, so it's perfectly fine with the like it is a lot of reading. But yeah, it's short snippets, like like just as much as maybe above and below, if not maybe
Right.
a little bit more. Uh, but this truly is the land in a spot, open world. Where do I go? And there's moments that did happen in one of your games and in my game where you kind of get a glimpse of the map and you're
Mm-hmm.
like, "Oh my God, I think I'm here." Um, and when you see the map, at least for me, I'm like, "Oh, the world's not actually that big." But then you realize you've been playing for an hour and you've just been going in a little circle. You're like, "I surely I've moved south." And I'm like,
Yeah,
then you get
yeah.
to look at the map again and you're like, "Where the fuck am I?"
Yep.
And then you mentioned there's games within games of that. Like, there's nothing that does that. Nothing that has, I mean, yeah, there are games like Madara has like a kind of a poker or a dice game that's in it. Those are big, grandiose campaign games, but it's just stuff that you get to discover. And like this gives me the same feeling that you get like I got whenever I play like Elden Ring. And it's like I'm just gonna go over here. Oh my God, what's over here? Like
Hmm.
it's so fucking cool. My only small complaint here is, and it's not even that big of a deal because it's not really about winning, but the game's super easy. Like I feel like every challenge is kind of pretty simple to overcome. Um, but it is based off die rolls, so you might not always win,
Right.
but the game ends when you feel like it. You have an objective, like a main objective to do, and then you can just be like, all right, we're out of here. But then you have chances to, like, when the ship goes to collect you, you can actually just hide and be like, actually, we want to try and slay that dragon we heard about. It's just so fucking cool.
It is.
Um, like, yeah, I like we were saying, who knows if they're gonna do more. I, I mean, I wouldn't put it past him to put expansions. I think the likelihood of getting expansions is higher than getting a whole new game.
It would just be tricky,
Oh
like
yeah,
getting it integrated with the whole other story and the directions.
right.
I just don't know if that'd be harder to
Yeah.
try to integrate it into what was already
I don't
there.
know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I can pull some strings and get an interview with Jamie. I
There
actually,
you
I
go.
mean, he's like the only publishing company I consistently get review
Yeah.
copies from. I
He's not
have his
far from us
email.
too. He's not far
Uh,
from us.
oh, really? He's not?
St. Louis.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
Um, the other thing about Stonemeyer as a company, he's actually like the only like big publishing house that's transparent about like everything. Like his the financial situation of the company, their struggles publishing games, things like that. It's actually really cool insight
Yep.
because he has like his own YouTube channel and podcast, I think. Maybe not podcast, but
He
newsletter.
yeah, he puts up videos just like on
Right.
YouTube. It's like, my favorite mechanic in this game.
Yeah.
My favorite, he does that a lot and stuff.
I wonder if that would be an interesting video to email Jamie and see if I can set up a time to interview him on the design process of this.
Maybe.
That'd be
It'd be pretty cool.
um that'd be a cool case study. Not
Throw
only to
you
see
could throw me in on it too.
no, I actually I like doing interviews solo.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
I'll do it two-handed. No, I'm kidding.
Two-handed solo.
Yeah, I like have like a different shirt on. He's like, "What's happening?" Maybe I'll
Oh, I
send him
know
an
you.
email because he does
Yeah.
respond to my emails. He's
Yeah.
very nice guy.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, that's my number. That's my new one, number 15, Vantage.
All right. My number 14 made a big jump from 87 last year.
Whoo!
And it was because it was kind of new to me around this time that year, and now I've bought so much of it that it's
Oh, it
coming out of
was
my
new last
ears.
year and it jumped up.
Yes.
Hey, here's an example of a
Yeah,
new game
exactly.
moving up.
Um, and I have more of this than I want, and I'm going to be buying a bunch more here in about a month when the next set comes out, and that is Star Wars Unlimited. Um,
This
this
one makes sense. Yeah,
this
because
one
you
is
do play this all the time.
yeah, this one is well mainly because like Chad and a couple other
Hmm.
guys over there got into it, and it's still competitive around there. They still have a lot of Star Wars Unlimited nights at
Nice.
like Hurley's and Gray Fox and stuff. So anyway, and there's online play for this too, kind of like the Netrunner one.
Cool.
That's how I test my decks. I get on there and test them before I
Okay.
go play with people. But anyway, you're going to pick your dark side character, your rebel character, and then you build a deck or play the precons. There's every one of them has a precon, um, or you can go into the other direction. But um, the so this is a pure CCG. Like this is the only collectible card game on my list. All the other ones that you'll see or have seen are the LCG type deals. I don't know, and those are all uh, cooperative. Um, but this one's really cool because you your currency in this game is actually going to be cards out of your deck. So at the very beginning of the game, you draw, your I think 5 cards, and then you have the option to put up to 2 of those face down. And when you put those face down, then that's your currency. So you tap them to use that, like tap them for currency to pay for other cards. So, and then at the beginning of each round, you have the opportunity to put 1 card down there when they refresh to get more. So, you have 3 energy next turn, 4 or 5. There are some cards that you get in your hand that say, you can, if you pay for this, it goes down as a resource, or different stuff. Or if this one dies, it goes down to resource. There's all kinds of stuff. I have a deck right now that is a total glass cannon deck that I can have 24 resources by turn 6. So, and it's just bonkers, but it's also could die real easy. So, but this is awesome because in most games, you're just attacking the base, that's what this is. You're ultimately trying to kill the other person's base. But what's interesting with this is it actually has 2 combat zones. There's space combat and ground troops. So you're going to be playing all your aerial stuff over there. So you've got to protect that side too, because both of them can hit the base. Um, and then you can also you need to watch both sides, the ground and the space combat. Um, this has your typical CCG aspects. Sometimes there's board wipes. There's,
Hmm.
events that bump characters. You can stun, you can boost, you can do all that kind of stuff. You can use your characters as meat shields to protect your base and stuff. Uh, and yeah, I mean, like I said, there's so much out for this game right now, and they're just continuing to pump it out. Like this is their cash cow right now as far as consistent cash cow. They're consistently every like, 3, 4 months a new set's out.
Hmm.
And that's been the consistent since the beginning. I think this set that's coming out is like their seventh already and stuff. So it's just
Yeah,
like,
it's almost like it is kind of weird how quickly they've been pumping out content. Maybe
yeah.
they're like trying to just re get their money because they're like they know all their CCGs die. So they're just like, here's stuff.
Well, because every set of this that comes out, I buy 3 booster boxes.
Yeah.
So it's like, t tons of money going
How's
into
what's
it.
the card market like? Because CCGs like this always are like here, like Lorcana flew that
Uh-huh.
way, and where it's like, oh, I got this rare card that's 4 grand. Have you like has
There
they?
hasn't, the only cards that are worth a lot are if you get the showcase cards, because there's like
Oh,
one per
okay.
one per case generally of the showcase
So
cards
they
of
haven't
those.
been doing like the traditional CCG where there's actually like a rare in each pack or
There
something.
there's
That's like
there's legendaries that you get that
okay,
some of those can be worth, but not nothing like super high dollar. The only high
gotcha.
dollar things are the showcases, and
It's
some of
not gonna
those
be
just
like
depends
it's not
on the
gonna be like a
character.
One Ring Magic the Gathering
Oh, no,
scenario where
not yet.
Post Malone buys it for 2 million or
No, I
something.
mean not yet. I mean, who knows
Yeah.
down the road, but as of right now, I mean they've gotten super creative with this too. Like one of the sets dealt with piloting, so then it was like characters that would pilot you can attach to ships, and then it added
Oh,
more
that's
stuff.
cool.
And this one that's getting ready to come out deals with um well, the one that just came out, not the one that it was called Secrets of Power, and it has a lot of scheming and a lot of like political intrigue and stuff with it and everything. So they've done a really cool job of keeping it fresh. They've
Cool.
already done rotation um, for the first set or two competitively. I mean, we play casually, so we don't do
Sure.
worry about all that. But
Yeah, I'm amazed you haven't tried any tournaments for
they
this.
the only big tournaments, like really competitive tournaments, there aren't any around here. I think maybe
Ah,
KC probably has one, but
yeah. Now that I think
but
about it, like if Magic the Gathering tournaments are like sweaty and like
right.
smelly, like God, this Star Wars, ugh.
Well, I mean,
Like going through
everybody I've seen doing this are always like, it seems to be like they're like teachers. Like most of the people that
they're
that play this
all
game
old,
are
old people.
teachers. Well, no, I'm a teacher. I'm not old.
Ah, middle
But
age. There we go. Middle
yeah, there you go.
age.
But yeah, so this was just an awesome game. I love the deck building aspect. I bought a third wooden case for this that I and they're
Oh,
not
but Aeon's End in the
and they're
wooden
not
cases was terrible.
and they're not sleeved. That's the problem. Like
You
that's three case
sick
that's
fuck.
3 cases not sleeved. Right. I
Yeah,
only I only sleeve my decks I play with,
right.
like and stuff. But man, it's bonkers this game, and I hope they keep pushing it out. If they were to stop here in another year or two, I'd be okay because I'd have more cards than I'd ever want to do with it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah,
this
this
one's
one,
going
I
strong.
mean, there was never a world that CCG lands for me.
Right.
Like I got really into Magic, specifically Commander, for a few years, then had like an epiphany of like, oh man, I'll just never stop buying cards. So I
Hmm.
eventually got out. But I mean, every game like this is just compared to Magic, and every game is inferior to Magic. Um, but I mean, not saying that this game doesn't do things better. Like I love like you mentioned earlier, the card system of like your cards are your mana, so you don't
Hmm.
have to, you can't ever get hosed. You can't get mana screwed in this game.
Yeah, and well, and
But
having the two zones of fighting is the other
what
big
I don't,
difference
I
between.
know you like that.
Yeah,
I don't like that at all because it leads to way more randomness um in a competitive game
you have
because
to build your deck. Make sure you have enough space units and enough ground
doesn't matter.
units.
You can still not draw them. Like, don't give me that. Like, when people are like, you can get mana screwed, and it's like, you just build your deck better. It's like you could still draw only mana. It's not like an inevitability. If you build your deck perfect, you could still only draw one type of unit, and your opponent can only draw the other type of unit, and you have no way to stop them. So like, don't give me that elitism, like, get good mentality, you
Well, no,
piece of
no, I'm just
shit.
meaning, because you can build. I mean, you tried it. There's a balance, and then just make sure you put some board wipe, not board wipe, but like event cards that wipe units and stuff. You have all that in it. That way
Sure.
you have your safety valves and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. obviously put like build your deck better, but it's like you could still not draw the board wipes.
You
It's
could.
just I don't like the two zone system because you are just at it's just too random.
Well, and
But
like this says, each game's supposed to last 20 minutes. If you didn't have that, these games would take 45 to 50 minutes to play because you would
that's
be
true.
one deal. So, I mean, it just depends on
I
how
mean,
you're wanting to
yes.
go, you know?
And that does counter my gripe because at least if you're like, because I played games of Commander where you're mana screwed and you're there for an hour,
Right,
and that fucking sucks. So I would much rather get screwed on unit types and be done in 20 minutes and just try again
right.
than be like, because I like if I got mana screwed in a game of Commander, I'm like, well, I'm done for the night. Versus this where it's like, okay, I know I have ship units in this deck. Like, let's just shuffle and try again. So,
Which reminds me, I still have those Fallout commander decks I have never played.
oh my God, I forgot that you
Yeah.
bought the. I've played with them too. They're not great.
You've played with the Fallout ones?
Yeah, I played it
Oh,
at
okay.
Gen Con two
Gotcha.
years ago. Because I worked for um my friend David, and
Hmm.
he had them, and I
Gotcha.
hopped in, and lo and behold, I got fucking mana screwed. I did not do well that game. Uh, so yeah, like it's these kinds of games just have a very fine line, and I mean you're completely right. Like it takes 20, 30 minutes max. If you get screwed over, then it's like okay, no harm. Let's just play again. You could play multiple games of this and
Hmm.
hopefully get your deck engine running. But and all that being said, I've only played with precons,
Right.
so which might just be trash. I don't know.
Some of them were. Some of them are a lot better than others.
Yeah. And all that being said, I would never buy this game anyway.
Right.
So
Yeah.
now the only it's not even a CCG, but because I don't have any LCGs in my collection, um, the closest I would have would be Summoner Wars, but that's just like a constant faction pack,
That's an LCG would be what
right?
I would say. Just kind of
Is
like
it? I
I
don't
would.
know.
I
I
mean,
don't think it
it's a set of
is.
cards that everybody has.
Yeah, but it's a faction. Like,
Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
it's closer to LCG than that
yeah.
because you can
Um,
choose to buy it or not, and it's still part of the game. I mean,
sure. Uh, yeah, because I guess Marvel Champions is an LCG.
hmm.
So, um, but the closest one I would get that is similar competitive will be you just said it, the
Hub World,
Netrunner replacement,
Hub World.
Hub World. What's
Yeah.
it's Hub World it's
Eidolon. Yeah.
Eidolon. I was thinking
Yeah.
Absalom, and I'm like, that's not right. Yeah, that's the only one I would consider looking into because I did really like that. Yeah. All right. My number 14 is new to the list. No, it's not. It rose. It was 41 last year and 19 the year before, so it actually rose 27 spots. This is a game that you have not played, and I don't even think you backed. I think you eventually pulled out of
Yeah.
backing it, and that is Massive Darkness.
I did back out because, which seems to be a wise thing because of Simon going out.
I mean, this is still in production, just like
It
Cthulhu Death May
is.
Die.
It
So,
well, it's not. It's still owned by Simon though. That's the thing.
right.
It's like, I mean, if it's, I'm sure you're gonna get it, but it's still with Simon, and who is, I just don't trust him right
Yeah,
now.
if they turned around and was like, "Hey, doing another Massive Darkness," I'd be like, "No, you're not."
Yeah, that's why I didn't. That's
No.
why I didn't do it because when they started having their issues is when I was the pledge manager. But I'm like, nope, not gonna risk
Yeah, that's
it.
fair. Um, but all the stuff I currently have is absolutely fantastic. They shot themselves in the foot by naming it Massive Darkness 2
Yeah.
because the first one was poopy. Um, but this one is one of the best dungeon crawlers out there. Like they they have essentially completely fixed whatever the first one was by making this like a true like looter, almost like a looter shooter, but you don't shoot. uh, where you just go in, kick the door down, kill a bunch of monsters, get loot, get a build, get a character build going, and complete the scenario objective. Uh, it is such a fun system. The amazing thing about this one is the fact that they actually have, well, a couple things. One, they don't have like the roaming monsters anymore. That thing was a weird system. Now actual elites or bosses will come in. They don't swarm you really with as much mobs like the first one did as well. There are still mobs and stuff, but they're really easy to kill, but they're still a problem that you have to deal with. Um, so it manages mobs a lot better. The way you gain XP and loot is way easier because like loots can be assigned to that type of monster. Um, and like when everyone talks about this game, the best thing about it is the fact that every character class plays completely different. Not only do you have a ton of characters that are um like tied to that class, so like here is the paladin. Like they have a bunch of different paladin characters that have a unique ability and a unique shadow ability, which is also a cool system where if you're in the dark, you're actually stronger. But you your class is doing a totally different game. So think I mean it's asymmetric. So I mean I guess the closest way for an inferior game would be like Merchant's Cove, where it's like everyone was playing like a oh hey, you're playing the
Hmm.
programming game and I'm playing the dice game and you're playing the hopscotch game. Whatever it might be, that's what you're doing here. Like the rogue has like a bag pulling element. The berserker has like this health damage pool rage system. So everyone's doing something that's unique for their class, and there's a ton of different classes that are doing a bunch of different things. But the reason why this one works so well for me is it's just fun. Like it's a blast to play. Like we were talking about with Marvel Zombies. Like it's not flashy. It doesn't do anything that's like super innovative besides, I guess, the unique character class and stuff. But it's like you could make the argument of like, oh, it's another dungeon crawl. But man, there's something about this one that is so exciting whenever you are getting it to the table and playing with a bunch of friends. This is one of the rare examples of rolling dice. It's just roll a resolve, but it's like just the mindset of the excitement whenever you're running through these dungeons and scenarios is is a blast.
Yeah.
So, uh, so yeah, like I mean, here's an example of like these cultists that like once you kill them, they drop like this weapon, and they have tiers and tiers of weapons like over here with common, rare, epic, legendary, and then the mob items on top of all of that. They have pumped out a ton of content for this one. I'm very excited for hopefully whenever I get my new stuff, and then I'll never touch whatever they make again. So
This is one I want to play sometime. You can show me sometime.
I know, yeah, and I again kind of like with Cthulhu Death May Die and all them, I have a somewhat reduced storage
Hmm.
solution. That it's easier, but I guess when they're like easier for that sense is still like kind of cumbersome
Right.
to get to the table. But yeah, it's a really fun one. If you can find a copy of someone selling it, yeah, this one's a blast.
I can find second hands are just so damn expensive. This is coming from a person that spent $800 on two games the
Yeah,
last
exactly. I'm
two
like
weeks,
in
but
terms of yeah, in terms of what's expensive for you, I don't know. Like, because I know if we played this, you'd probably be like, all right, well now I know. Now I got to spend 400 for an all-in set.
maybe. Let's see.
So, I mean, you
All
took
right.
my word on Grim Coven and you've never played it. So,
I watched your video though.
oh, well,
So
that's nice. I mean, I'm saying the same thing about this that I'm saying about Grim Coven, except this
I
is the
know.
boss battler.
Yeah, but these are more like to get the all in for this one, it's not $400. There people are wanting like $800 for it, and that's the cheapest I can find it. That's why I haven't bit the bullet
Gross.
on this one because, you know, I
Yeah.
got Grim Coven for four and Nemesis Retaliation for four.
Yeah.
All right. Um, my number 13, it rose. It was 19 last year. It was 100 the year before. So it's really made a jump the last two
Damn.
years. Um, and this was a fantastic game. Let's see, you showed it to me, I think. I think I bought it too, but we played your copy first, and that is World Wonders. Um,
No, I didn't know you played this
I brought
before
it.
I did. Hmm.
Oh, okay. I couldn't remember if we what we had
Or
done.
either way, you had played it before I did.
Okay. All right. So anyway, World Wonders. This one for the price of the game and for what you get, like all those monuments and stuff that you get, or the wonders, um, they're like painted. They're all like chunky wood stuff. They're that's just retail release, and it's super nice. All the stuff that you get. Uh, so this one is, you have a blank board in front of you. You're going to be building like roads and stuff, placing buildings down. You're going to be placing other things down to get more like prestige and your tracks on your board. Um, and then eventually you're going to be able to get the wonders and place them. And those are worth various points and different odds and ends as well. The base game comes with a bunch of them. Then there was the Mundo expansion that added some
Hmm.
more. And then I was just looking as you were talking because I was kind of pre-gaming for this one. I had heard there was the Europa expansion coming, and it was supposed to be released in 25. So I was looking at it and looking at the deals, and I read some of the comments, and um, the company answered back and said that it should be out late 25 to early 26, the English
Cool.
copies. So it should be coming, but the Europa expansion is bringing 10 more wonders.
Oh,
So
neat.
so that 3D insert I just printed for my other ones defunct. Um, and now, which is the problem with doing that way, but it actually brings another game mode in. Um, it brings in a mode where each person gets two secret wonders that they can only build
Oh,
like they
neat.
have on their own, um, with different requirements, depending
Oh,
on the
hey, thank
games and stuff.
God. Expansion also comes with cards to use in the new wonders in the normal game mode.
Right,
Because for some reason the Mundo had like for some reason these companies just don't like to back like make their expansions backwards compatible.
right, right. So, this one you play 10 rounds of this game. You're trying to build the coolest deal. Um, the components are outstanding for this game.
Hmm.
The the point scoring is sweet. I mean, there's just so much. This one was one of those that I saw the cover, I nabbed it, and it's was such a surprise for me. Like uh it's because it uses that brand, and like I said, I'm not good at these games as far as like the Tetris size pieces when you're doing the buildings and all that stuff, but this one works for me, you know as far as placing stuff. All the monuments have different restrictions of placement. Some you have to place like over the water, because they're like aqueducts and different stuff like that. And yeah, I mean you have gold that you get, you know, that you're using to buy all this stuff, and it's just a great game. Uh,
Yeah.
it was one that went under the radar the year it came out because it came out in 23. This game. Um, and we'll just see, like when this Europa comes out with it adding 10 more wonders, which I don't know why there's a boat. I don't know if that's a wonder because I saw that boat you were looking at on
I
that.
think they're using the term wonder very loosely now
Yeah, yeah,
because there's only seven world wonders and now
yeah,
they're like,
yeah,
hey, there's a boat that's historical, I
yeah.
guess.
So it's the Black Pearl.
It's like they're gonna start throwing in just random shit. Like
Yeah,
it's
but
but you're right. Yeah, this is a fantastic polyomino game um that that I'm glad they're supporting.
yes, yeah, and it's so yeah, as the more they can pump into this, the better. I'm just curious how far they'll go.
Yeah.
If because they've done this one, which is kind of stuff from all over the world, the base game, and then Mundo is more around the world, and this one's just Europe. So
Here's
bubblegum tie
Thomas. That tie is something
or
else.
marbles. It's either bubblegum or marbles. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that's my 13. I mean, it's super fun. Everybody I've shown this to or play this with adores it and
Yeah,
everything.
same.
So
It's a good
so
one.
anyway, that's my 13.
Cool. My number 13 fell. We're back on the fall train. Oh yeah, it's gonna be falls from here on out. I mean, it fell 2 spots. It was number 11 last year and 23 the year before. Um, Yet another boss battler, just because that genre I absolutely love, and that is Townsfolk Tussle. Actually, just played a 4-player game of this not too long ago. Showed it to 3 new people, and it was amazing. This game is just so good. This theme that I just absolutely love, that Cuphead style was a rubber hose animation. Um, this one's really, really neat because all the bosses and stuff have different abilities depending on what level you fight them at. Like if it's the first one, there's nothing special about them, but if you fight them at number 2, they get like an enhanced ability. Then 3 is another one, and if you fight them as the last one, they have like their own final boss. Uh, so it completely changes the way that you fight them versus all the other ones. But you can have there's tons of different item cards that you can purchase because the game is broken up into 2 phases of like a buying phase and then a fight phase. So the buying phase is where you're spending money you've collected by completing test feats of metal um, to deck out your character in just kind of really broken ways. It kind of encourages you to do that because there are just completely like there are ways to just kind of get one shot and things like that. So it's not an easy game, but I actually kind of prefer that um for these style games anyway. I think they do a lot of things really, really well. The only thing about this game that I kind of wish was a little bit different was every every enemy, like Will Barlow, the terrain will always be this. It will always be in this order. And other games have it to where it's a little bit more randomized. So I kind of would like I even asked the designers at a Gen Con a couple of years ago, it's like, why they did it this way, and this is design. It was easier to design, so you didn't have, kind of maybe broken elements where the boss is going to get stuck in a corner or something. So they're designed for the terrain to be the way it is. But yeah, like if you're looking for not a campaign um style boss battler, which as I talked more and more about boss battlers, I realized I actually like them as one shots more than campaigns. Not that the campaign boss battlers are bad by any means, but it's when you're doing a boss battler like Primal, for example, that's a perfect
Yes.
example. That campaign was atrocious. Um, but if we had just played it as a one shot where we just pick a boss to fight,
Hmm.
you can experiment with the characters. You don't have to feel like you're stuck on a system that works. And I was like, I don't want to deviate because I don't want to start losing the campaign. Um, if we just picked up Primal and we're like, I want to fight this boss and try out that feather gun, in this deck, it's like you have that freedom without feeling the repercussions of losing.
Right.
Um, Council of Tussle does something like that as well. Now they with the expansions, they have changed it to where you don't have to because a full game was technically you had to fight 4 bosses in a row. It was kind of like a boss rush. The expansions have made it to where you don't have to do that. There's like a variant. However, the expansions for this are also great. More bosses. And all of my miniatures for this game are painted, uh, like phenomenally. They're done so well. And one of the smaller expansions, the Odd Jobs one, make it to where they have like a set collection element.
Hmm.
Like here's a perfect example. If you buy like a certain amount of the Trash Lord, I'm the trash man. If
Hmm.
you do, then you get like this unique roll card that gives you a unique ability because you have the Trash Lord armor set. Uh, I think that's fucking cool. That's a really neat
Yeah.
expansion idea, and not a lot of games do set bonuses. I think funny enough, Odalin does. I was looking through some of the stuff. Odalin has like a set armor set thing. More games should start doing that.
Yeah. Do you
But
know, are they gonna put anything else out for this on crowdfunding?
I don't. I wish I did. I know they're doing like their next game is like it's so fucking dumb. it's like a Euro about building Eureka Springs.
Hmm.
Because that works so well for founders of Gloomhaven. Um, to steal a joke from Mike, people love it when you take a Ameritrash kind of game and make a Euro game out of it. Um, but I don't. As far as I'm aware, I don't think they've come out and said they're done with Townsfolk Tussle, but I hope they're not.
They
I think
need to come out with more
yeah.
because
They have a lot. Like the expansions they have
well,
released are fantastic.
I know, but I'm just meaning like the secondhand market for this is really high, and I want to pick it
Is it?
up. So it's like I
Yeah.
want them to come out in other campaigns, so I can just pick it all up that way and stretch
Yeah,
pays.
I mean I agree. I think boss battlers just get better with more content.
Hmm.
So so yeah, like they do have a lot of bosses. I enjoy like the content I do have is great and it all fits in my and shout out to this company actually because um the I didn't realize on their second, their expansion crowdfunding that they released a new box that was like bigger. Um and whenever I bought the files for the 3D insert, it wasn't fitting, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And I looked at it; it's like only fits the second edition box. I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" And I reached out to the company, and they sent me a box,
Oh,
which
that's cool.
was very nice of them. So it uh it's one that I will easily hop on if they make more
Hmm.
content. I really hope they do. I hope it's almost like an O Sword situation where they're making their Euro game as like a filler to because this could just be how like Adam Poots only makes Kingdom Death Monster.
Right.
Panic Roll could just be making Townsfolk Tussle stuff.
That's true.
And that's okay. I'll take that. I'll take like there's two games that have this rubber hose animation style, and it's this one and Vagrant Song. And spoiler, Vagrant Song is not in my top 15 out of nowhere. Uh, so that's my number 14, Townsfolk Tussle.
Awesome. Yeah, I want to pick it up because I think I could play this one two-handed pretty fun.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah. I mean, people
so
say it's best at three. That might be right. It's not bad at four, but because your characters can easily get broken,
mhm,
four people just makes it way too easy.
you're right.
Um, I haven't played this at three now that I think about it. I think I've only played at two or four.
Yeah.
So
All
I don't
right.
know. I don't know what's a good player. I like two.
Yeah.
I
Good.
liked four, but I like two better.
Hmm. Okay. So my number 12 was number 21 last year. It's been as high as 9 over the years, but it's always been right around in the from 9 to like 22. I think that's the spread it's been over the last several years. So it's back up to 12. That's because I've been playing it quite a bit over the last 6 months or so in preparation for the shocking reboot of this game, and that is Fireteam Zero.
Oh,
This one, SBG Editions, pick this up. They actually have a campaign preview page on GameFound, and they're constantly on Facebook, talking to fans of the game and stuff. But they're rebooting it, um, with a new. There's going to be a new expansion. So, and it's going to be 100% compatible with the old stuff.
ah,
So I won't
nice.
have to necessarily, rebuy everything.
Yeah.
In this game, it's an alternate universe, World War II game. Hell has risen, and you are this group of four um, elite soldiers, um, the fire team, and you are trying to complete these one-shot missions, but they kind of connect together loosely to go through like a mild campaign. Um, but you are taking on all these crazy creatures on these maps. Uh, it's multi-use cards, which is another big thing. They're kind of cut in half diagonally.
If I
One
can
is
zoom in.
one,
Oh, perfect.
yeah, one half is for offense, and the other one is more for like helping other people, and stuff like that. Um, I have everything for this game now since I bought all your stuff because you had all the like already had like the African Europe cycle, but then there was all the Kickstarter exclusives I didn't have because I bought
I
it
don't even remember how
secondhand.
I got them.
Yeah, I don't know, but I have all that crap now. Um, and there's tons of monster families now. So you can pick and choose what monster families to put in the scenarios, which brings what kind of monsters you're going to be fighting. Um, you're also dealing with the further the game goes, they get more um, powerful and more abilities as they go as well. And you can kind of the mission briefings right now you can read back when the company that first had this um, Emergent Games, I think is what it was called, that went out of
Mhm.
business. They actually had um, MP3 files on their website that you could download, and it did it like thematic readings of the stuff, like bullet
Yeah,
fire in the
wasn't it
back,
like
and like
old-timey radio?
it was, yeah. And
Yeah.
so I saved those
Oh,
for this
cool.
for a game, so I like have them on my phone and stuff. But you go through these deals, you fight different people. It's pure co-op. There's escort missions where you're gonna have little allies with you and all that different stuff. But and then it had died. The company went out. Everything's out of print. You can't find it anywhere. It's outrageously priced. You just have all this crap. But then SBG Editions popped up and said, "We bought the license. We're going to put this game back out in production. It's going to go on Game Found. So like I said, they have a Game Found preview page for it right now. It doesn't show anything other than pictures on the top, but the cover is cool when you go to it. So if you go to the like there's a bigger picture of that cover if you hit the arrows and find it's the next one, I think. Get to the left. All right. Uh, keep going. The next one. So there's like faces coming out of the chest and
Oh
stuff.
God.
Yeah. So that's the cover
Just
art for the
imagine
new.
seeing that. It's like,
I know.
okay, I've seen enough in life. Like,
So and it has like a scorpion tail and all this. I don't know, but anyway, this that's the new cover art for the box. But they're coming out with all previous content and then another expansion.
I wonder
Um,
if the whole game is revised, like all the previous content, because
they
there was definitely some balance issues for this game. It was one of those like they just added it's like, hey, let's make this difficult. Not difficult enough. Like it's like
yeah,
let's pump the brakes a little bit.
a lot of it just depends because like apparently it's the new stuff's compatible with the old stuff, but I mean, who knows? It's like they are doing little tweaks to stuff, but I don't know if it's going to be able to if they're going to do like upgrade packs for first edition owners that
Right.
do it or whatever. But yeah, it's just going to be more of it, and if they're going to take it on because they said they're really passionate about this game system and they bought it because they wanted to make more, so shit, they could make a ton more for this because
Yeah.
it was an under the radar game initially, and because Emergent Games was kind of odd on their Kickstarter projects, but I think this company's like really pumped up. Like they're very active on the Facebooks, like
Cool.
talking to their fans and putting polls up and surveys and all kinds of
Yeah.
stuff. And this game is excellent with the tension and stuff like that. Um, everything. It's just it's a good one,
Yeah.
and it's very hard. Like I hadn't been able to beat that first mission, long time ago until you and Kat came over. Um,
Yeah.
and and we finally got through it. But yeah, it's a solid one. I love it. I may but rebuy everything if it does look different.
Hmm.
I think it's going to be going up on GameFound here in the next few months, from what I
Nice.
understand. So I'll definitely be keeping an eye out for it.
Yeah, I
But
haven't followed. I do
yeah,
like this game. I just thought it was a little bit finicky and
yeah,
so we'll see.
yep,
Hopefully it's streamlined and yeah, it is a really cool theme and does do a lot of really good cooperative things.
yep. Oh,
Yeah.
and really quick, that they the Africa and Europe ones that are already out, like they do a cool thing because in the Africa expansion, like it lets you get more special gear for your heroes, so you can like gear up more. And then
Oh,
the
neat.
the Africa one um actually brings in all new decks for each character. Like they're more like radical decks. Like these people are like badasses, and there's
Yeah.
different decks and stuff. So it's
Radical.
right. So they've done good with the first stuff. So I'm curious what
Hmm.
this company is going to do with it now. I don't even know what SBG Editions has done in the past, like what games they've like been a part of to know like what their pedigree is and stuff. But
Probably, well,
uh there's a few
I've
there I recognize, but
I've
nothing
heard
like
of none of these.
go up a little bit because I've heard of that Ascendia I've heard of um but
Looks
yeah.
to be very recent.
Yeah. So and they're like I said, they we'll see what they can do. They have all the print files and everything for this game now. They own it completely, so we'll see what
Cool.
happens. So that's my number
Nice.
12.
All right. My number 12, surprisingly, is another boss battler. Fucking nailed it. Been talking about boss battlers a lot lately.
Yeah.
Um,
We're in the
and
top,
it's
getting
not
close
gonna
to the
be the
top
last
10.
one. Huh? I
We're
know as
close
we
to the
get
top 10. Of
closer.
course it is.
Exactly. This one is Leviathan Wilds. I'm pretty sure we've already talked about this one on your list,
Yeah, it was
um,
down a little ways,
a
but not
while
too
back.
far. Let me look while you're talking.
So definitely a more unique one in the boss battler. Technically, you are not fighting the boss, but you're fighting things on the boss, and the boss is fighting back for you. So I count it. I this one I just absolutely love. It does it. I mean, it's it's quick. That I remember the first time playing this game, I immediately wanted to play it again. Looking at like whenever I was looking at games on my shelf, I'd see it and be like, man, I want to play that. Versus some other games that are on my shelf that I'll look at and be like, ugh, you know, then I
Hmm.
wonder why I own it. Um, but every single boss is completely unique in their systems and mechanisms. Um, and one thing that they do a really fantastic job in is every boss has these five cards that are it's attack, but every time that you go through, five rounds, you move over and then you shuffle them and then you flip one, two, three, four, or all of them over to their more advanced side. Um, and I guess the previous version before it was officially released was the one that was flipped was set like so it always kind of stayed in its I don't know what you're doing. Um, but oh, you muted yourself. I see. I'll
I'm
keep
I, I
talking.
I'm telling my daughter goodbye.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, that's fine. I'll just keep talking. It apparently used to be preset, like, okay, this is the card that's going to be reversed, but I think the randomization has made this game a lot more unique. But on top of the fact is, with your climbers, you have like a class and a character that you mix, so you have a ton of different combinations to have unique abilities with. I think that's awesome. I think the dual use cards of either for its ability or for its action points are really really cool. So whenever you want to use something for its action points to do your actions, you can also avoid certain types of spots on the Leviathan. If you played Shadow of the Colossus, then you're gonna love. I feel like it's just a shoe, and you're gonna love this game. If you haven't, then what's wrong with you? Go play Shadow of the Colossus, and then come play this game, and you'll get it. But Mooncrab has supported it. They look like they're going to continue to support it as we've talked about this game in the past. I've showcased the map for it that they released
Hmm.
in Deep Vale, or maybe it was the base game. I don't remember. But
I think it was the base
it
game.
um but one of the locations on the map is Deep Vale, and their next one that they've announced, Shattered Peak, is also a location, and there's like three or four more other, so I would be surprised if they're like, all right, we're done after Shattered Peak. It's like, but you have what about these three?
They need to
Like,
come out with a big box deal if they're going to do all those.
I hope they
A
do. I mean,
Leviathan box.
right, yeah, like that would be really, really cool. I think it'd be awesome if they did all those locations and then did a mutation pack that was a mutation of all the Leviathans, and then you had a storage solution
Yeah.
for it. which would not be that insane. Because again, the bosses are there's no minis, there's no nothing. It would be a decent, it would be a good sized box.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean,
So
it's just screen printed meeples and some cardboard
exactly,
and a book
yeah.
and
But
that
and
stupid
what's
red
really
plastic
cool,
ring.
yeah, and a reprinted plastic ring. Um, and what's even better is because Deep Veil only had the one character. And he's really cool. Like
Mhm.
his class and abilities are really awesome. But the Shattered Peak one is coming out with it seems like it's a bigger
Mhm.
expansion. It's coming with three new climbers, so
Oh,
that's
interesting.
awesome.
Yeah.
Which again is I wonder if by climbers they're also talking about like class and like ability, or character and class,
Yeah,
if
maybe. I
that
don't
if
know.
one character is two things, or if one character is kind of like what we got in the in Deep Veil, where it's like, hey, here's the one roll card.
Gotcha.
Um, I don't know. So this one is just gonna be an absolute blast. I wonder where this is going on crowdfunding,
I don't know.
actually, now that I think about it.
I looked and I had this at 70,
Damn,
but I mean,
way
I haven't
down.
played it as much as you have either,
Yeah,
so
I love this one. 11 new Leviathans, including
awesome.
winged serpents, raging storm clouds, creatures that lurk within the very mountains. A new D8 crystal die teleports when struck, adding a
Oh
new layer
God.
of ching.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God, it's always
Glide.
it's like on the other wing. It's like I'm just gonna let go. I'm falling. I'm done. Um, I can't wait. Like I think they're just gonna keep knocking it out of the park for expansions for this.
Yeah.
So that's my number 12. Oh, I
All
guess I
right.
should have said it was,
Yeah.
I don't know if I did. It was number six last year, so it fell
Oh, okay.
six.
Gotcha. All right. Well, my number 11, the last one on this list, was number 4 last year. It dipped a little bit just because I haven't played it a whole lot yet, or this year. I haven't even really touched the campaign, which I know you said wasn't great. Uh, and that is Sky Tier Horde. Um,
No, the campaign is not good.
right. So, this is one that um, I really, really like this game. I think I showed it to you back in the day. Um, it's a kind of your lane battler kind of thing. Um, uh, where you're going to be putting cards out. Things are going to pop up and they're going to try to attack. You're going to be tapping or using your characters to take them out. You're trying to take out there's these little minion cards that'll be up there that you can knock out, and they kind of also plop in and fill the space as well. If you play with the monoliths, there's a monolith stuff that you deal with. You're ultimately trying to get the portals knocked out, um, and everything. But uh, there's different, there's 4 different colors of decks, but then there's also differences within those decks as well of stuff that you can play. Um, and this one just was a really cool setup. I really like um, the simplicity of this. It plays super well solo.
Mm.
Um, uh, which solo or 2 player is solid on this one, but one I solo to me is the easiest and best.
I would agree. I
Yeah,
do think this is better solo. You're not getting in each other's way, kind of, when
right,
you're playing solo.
right. Um, and there's just so many, you know, so many cards with this now, because this Monolith was a standalone expansion, but you throw everything together, They had the campaign expansions, which I haven't played that one yet. I know you said you did and it wasn't great. So,
Yeah, it's
you know,
literally just good to get because it has more content.
hmm
Like the actual, I'll never play the campaign ever,
right.
ever again. So
Yeah, the production of this was really nice too. I mean, with the
no onward, I'll tell you that
oh
much.
gosh, no,
Yeah,
no.
this one, I mean, how can you even like this one? It's not $300.
I know, I know, I know. You get that deluxe box, and you get all the nice acrylic tokens and big play mats,
That
all
have a
that stuff.
different symbol than what is
Yeah,
printed. Like that's so. maybe this company is a little odd with their shit.
Yeah, probably.
It's so dumb.
But yeah, I mean, this one, who knows where it's gonna go? Because I don't know what their
Oh,
plans are with this game.
I bet they're done.
You think?
Yeah,
Um,
that box is fucking like insanely full.
it is, but I just didn't know, like if they would, because this one did really well. I don't know what Onward is doing for
Well,
them,
it's getting an expansion, I can
but
tell you that much.
it costs a lot more to make that game, is what I'm meaning. Like this
Right.
is just a throw cards into it, So I could
I would
see
be
them throwing
mad
more, but
if they made more because
yeah,
it wouldn't fit.
yeah. But so who knows? But there's tons anyway. So I mean,
Right.
you don't need any more. But but yeah, this one is really good. It'll probably hang around here, especially if I play it more. It may jump right back up into the top 10, but we shall
Sure.
see.
Cool. Cool, cool, cool. All right. My number 11 and the final one for this segment, the honorable mention to the top 10, was 9 last year. So it only fell 2 spots, and it was 15 the year before, if I remember what I just said. Yeah, 15 the year before. Unfortunately, the company for this game no longer exists. I don't know if anyone picked up the IP for it. Um, but even then, it has enough content. This is I think like one of the highest co-op games out there, and
Oh,
that's
okay.
Spirit Island.
Yeah.
Yeah, where is it at? Okay, number 11 overall BGG, and 10 for strategy, but I know on like the Dice Towers people's top 100, this one's like way up there.
I
Uh
don't like this game.
yeah, it's a little over your head. That's
No, I
fine.
just don't like it. I don't like the board. Like it just doesn't jive with me.
I don't know what happened to him, guys. When I showed this to him, he was all about it, and now he doesn't like it. So
I've only played it. I played it two times. I played it that one time with
and you're
you,
like, this is amazing. This is one of the coolest games.
and then I played it again with three people, and I don't know. It just
Yeah,
didn't
it's the
hit very
people
well.
you play with. Yeah, it's the company you keep. Uh, well, for whatever reason, this game is phenomenal. Like it has such an awesome array of different spirits with different ways that they level up. The elemental effects whenever you have, oh cool, I can actually zoom in on these pictures. Um, like the Stones and Yielding Defiance has like its own special rules for what it can do, but then also what's really neat is when you're doing your action cards, you get these elemental icons that if you get a like the set collection for it for like their innate powers, you trigger them and they are they whatever the word is, like if you get four mountains, you get the two and the four effect on it. I cannot for the life of me think of what that word is, but the really awesome thing about this game is the sheer cooperation um element that every single player, because your spirits are so different from one another, you are constantly working with your your teammates to strategize to repel the invaders for this game. And the really cool thing about it is the fast and slow ability cards. So like in this one, if it's red, like there's in the order of events, it's like the fast powers will go first, but then the invaders will get to do their stuff. And you can actually see what the invaders are going to do. So you're trying to mitigate the damage that they're going to cause to the island. Um, and then the slow powers trigger. And generally speaking, the slow powers are the really powerful ones and the quick ones are of course not as strong. But when you're working cooperatively, there are tons of ways to kind of make it to where like the fast power or the slow powers can go faster, or you can move the invaders around to where they're not going to attack or blight the land. It has so much content. There's so many spirits for this game that are all 100% unique. They have ways to make the invaders thematic of being from a particular nation, and you can level up their difficulty. Again, this one could easily be a a lifestyle game if you have everything for it. And what's cool, kind of, because it doesn't fit in like the storage solution that I have, but this can be a daunting game. Like it's sitting at a 4.8, and we were just talking about Too Many Bones. I think that was, or Elder Scrolls that has an equally high weight. Uh, the it can be daunting or a barrier entry to go jump into this one, but you can jump into Horizons of Spirit Island. Um, that is kind of like a tutorial. It's almost like the Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion for Horizons of Spirit Island or for Spirit Island, where you have you have four spirits, which can be compatible with the other copies, but it kind of eases you into the game so that after you're done playing this one, it's much cheaper. After you're done playing this one, then if you really like it, you can go um into the actual base game. So uh I always like it when games do this for more complex games, but yeah, Spirit Island, phenomenal cooperative game. Um and that's my honorable
All
mention.
right, so I did some looking while you were talking. Greater Than Games remains the primary publisher and rights holder of it.
Okay.
It says they reduced significant reduction in their staff in April of
Hmm.
2025. They did not sell the IP and they continue to manage the brand and produce reprints of the base game.
Interesting.
So they're still so it says despite rumors of the company closing, they remain in production.
Oh,
They're reprinting what they have. They're just not making anything new right now.
gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, I knew
So,
they like I thought they fired everyone, but I guess not. Um
well, I mean, all you have to do is hit a order button. I mean,
yeah.
to order reprints and then so you probably
Yeah, it's
significant staff reduction is.
yeah, exactly. That's true. I would imagine there's no more coming out
No,
for it.
no,
And even if they did announce something, I don't think it would go over well because it's like,
no.
why? Who's managing the logistics? Because you
Hmm.
fired everyone.
Right.
So maybe if they sell off the IP, then someone picks it up, but I don't think so.
Yep.
Um anyway, all that being said, that is it, everyone. That is the second to last segment. The next one will be the top 10 games of all time, and then
Yeah.
we will be done. So stick around for that.
It's I sorry, I had a
What?
joke. It's gonna be solo card game, boss battler. Solo card game, boss battler. So,
No,
or no,
it's gonna
asymmetric.
be
What is it? What was your
it's
lingo for it?
yeah, it's ND CG. It's gonna be Euro game, narrative driven campaign game. Euro
I
game. There.
I'd actually only have maybe one game that can be considered a Euro in my top 10. And
That's
maybe
insane.
considered.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Um I have um just to give a little sneak peek, I have a few games that aren't campaigns in my top 10. Uh, what are they? I'll never tell until next time. So that's it, everyone. Hope you enjoyed. Stick around for the rest of the series. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.